Well, big game this one. This will decide who finishes on top in their group between the Lankan Lions undefeated, the Sydney Mavericks undefeated. Let's find out who won the toss as we get to Sue Haas with the two captains.
KP, Krish Padnikar, he's out as well.
Lankan Lions are taking on the Sydney Mavericks. The captains are here for the toss. The captain of Lankan Lions, Mahela Udawate, would be spinning the coin in just a bit. Alongside him is Shaminda Eranga, the captain of Sydney Mavericks, to adjudicate the toss. They have Rory and Ashley Barrows, our match officials. The coin will go up now. Tails is the call. And as Ashley confirms, it's a head. Mahela, what have you decided to do?
I just want to bat first.
Batting first, it's always helped you, but you also eked out yourself from difficult situations while chasing as well. Any strategic reason for batting first before the big games?
Yeah, actually last two games we chased very well, so I just want to bat first and have a look how our ball is going to defend it.
Now that you've already qualified, as you understand that, are there changes in the side? You want to give more opportunities to people to get ready?
No, not actually. Mostly we are playing the same side.
Have a good one.
Right, thank you very much.
Shaminda, what would you have done?
Yeah, I'm happy with, because first two games we batted first and we did well. But before the semis, I think this is good opportunity to check our bowlers first and chasing the runs.
Yeah, two contrasting teams in terms of thoughts as well. How much is a good total that you want to chase here?
Oh, unfortunately, I can't say this wickets, but bowling first with keeping them lowest. Whatever, we're going to chase them.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
So the Lankan Lions win the toss and they say they want to be batting first.
Lovely cover drive, Sue Haas. Magnificent for 4. And the Lankans winning the toss, electing to bat, looking to remain undefeated like the Pakistani Sultans. Mind you, the Mavericks trying to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, following the trend of winning the toss and batting, setting a target and then defending it. I've been looking forward to this clash all day, Dan Lonigan.
Certainly have been. Shaminda Eranga is opening the bowling, the captain, and one of the quickest bowlers in the comp. The man who got a half century the other day was the impact player when they were chasing 94 to win. Demith. Great half century, ready for Shaminda, and gets one on line that comes back in, ducks back in, pushes back up the wicket. There's no run.
Good start by both players. Right on the money, Shaminda.
Priya Deshana and Andy Solomons, who we know can pack a punch, hasn't had a huge impact in the tournament, although has been in the Sri Lankan team that's won the last 2 titles, as we know. Country-based tournament. And he'll open the batting as well. Expect him to probably go from ball 1, Grant, I would have thought. Here's Shaminda for the Mavericks. And this is down the leg side. And it's just off the hip. and nudged away for one. They'll think about a second because the return is a little bit sloppy, but Solomons wasn't quite ready for that. So none for one.
And this southeasterly supporting the away swing for Shaminda, coming right over his right shoulder. So you should see a fair bit of dip away to the right-hander, dip back in to the left-hander. Bowling at some nice space too. A slip in, deep third man, deep mid-wicket going out on the onside.
So Andy Solomons with that slip in place, getting ready for Shaminda. And he gets all tied up. Hits the top of the thigh pad, drops in front, so dot ball immediately.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult length to play in around that just short of a length region. They'll look to get off to a steady start. The ball's there to hit it, otherwise no losing early wickets.
This is the first time in the tournament that the LANKAN Lions have batted first, and the first time in the tournament that the Mavericks will be chasing. We saw today at work for the Kangaroos in their narrow win over the Phantoms that they were able to bat first, set a target that was enough. And as Dave Taylor, who we've loved having here from the Phantoms, has said many, many times how much he's loved having his team here and being part of the process, being part of the tournament. Just made too many mistakes at bad times when they had this game in the bag today.
All right, the running repairs finished. We're back. We're ready. Ball 4, first over.
None for one. Just 3 balls so far bowled. Shaminda doing the work from the southern end. And it's cut away beautifully. The field's up. Short delivery. He found the gap between point and covers. Goes to the boundary for 4. See ball, hit ball for Andy Solomons. None for 5
and
for LANKAN Lions.
Beautifully executed. Just too much width. And that is a classic square cut.
He just needs to get his line right. Shaminda, we know he's got good pace. Probably the second quickest bowler in the tournament. And this is down the leg side. It's swung away. It's not taken by Vishesh, the wicket keeper. 5 leg was inside the circle and square. And that shot was fine. And there was a tickle on that. And 2 boundaries in a row to Solomons as he doesn't get his line right for the second consecutive delivery, the skipper.
Yes, Shaminda, his radar just straying there. One well outside off, then the overcorrection down leg. With the fine leg up, there was always going to be 4.
Shaminda again. Bowls on the pads. Whipped away, but only as far as mid-wicket. No run. So a licorice all sorts over from Shaminda, the captain of the Mavericks. His team for the first time in the tournament bowling first. And the winner will finish on top and play India in a semi-final tomorrow. The team who finishes second will take on the top team in the other group, the Pakistani Sultans. Also undefeated, but they did have 1-0 result in their 3 games.
Yes, I wonder if that comes into the equation when you're thinking about who you might like to play or not like to play. There's no doubt you want to finish top of your table, top of your pool.
Winning form's good form, isn't it?
And that's a good point, exactly. Take winning form into the finals, the semi-finals.
Here's our man Sandeep. He's young, isn't he? Looks like he should still be at school. He might still be at school. Even though it's the end of the school year. Very young.
Yes, he's one to watch, one I'm going to keep a keen eye on.
Here's Danish. They're going to have spin from the second for the second over to open with Shaminda. And Priya Dashana, who was superb as they were able to quickly make those runs the other day without losing a wicket. That's wide of the off stump and called a wide, not taken cleanly behind the stumps by Vishesh. The loosener, none for 10. Danish again. Cut away. Plenty of width. Field reasonably deep in that offside. Able to get a run. And Priya Dashana to me looks like he might play that sheet anchor role, Grant, and allow Solomons to get going if he has to.
Yeah, I like the thought of one of these batters or other to really bat the majority of the overs and anchor the innings. It wasn't something you'd ever thought of in T20, but had that happened in the previous game, I think the Perth Phantoms would have got over the line. As it was, they only fell, what, how many, about six short? Six or seven short? Yeah,
they did.
6 short.
They're in the box seat in a few occasions. Danish floats it in, and the two combatants nearly run into each other. Sorry about that, Chief. Danish says to Priya Dashana, one of the most iconic lines in a television series. Sorry about that, Chief. Get smart.
One of my favourites.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Danish bowls again wide of the off stump. Cut away, chopped away. Not much of a gap there, but he manages to pierce it. What a shot that is. Great placement.
Yeah, that had everything.
Priya Dashana.
They had everything. They had timing, it had placement and intent. There's the square that the wicket shot earlier on in the innings, and what a lovely shot that was by the lefty.
This has been a good start here, none for 16. Danish. And again, cut away. Didn't quite get the timing he wanted towards point. None for 17 in the second. If they can get past 150, it'll test the Mavericks, but we know they can bat. They did make 178 in their first match. Mind you, no Ronnie Chopra today with that calf injury. This is down the leg side, and Solomons, I don't think, connected. Rolls off his boot, and no run. Good running, dabbing into the onside. The shot at the stump's not bad, but is there anyone there to back up? I don't think there is. It's 4 runs, 4 overthrows. Field, of course, up in the early stages, but well done, Solomons. Danish was fleet of foot, quick, and he thought, I might have had a chance to get Solomons out. It would have been touch and go, but there was no one backing up, and it's gone to the boundary for 4, so adding insult to injury there for the LANKAN line, for the Sydney Mavericks. Grant?
Yeah, in the act of picking up, swinging, or pivoting and throwing, just lost his radar. So the two players that were actually in behind the stumps ended up out of play. And that's a nice overthrow. 5. Don't see that very often. Look at that. 1, 1, 4, 1.5. Danish been disappointed with that because it goes against his bowling figures. Look at that for a start.
Huge start.
None for 22 off 2.
Well, if they go at 11 and over, they're going to get over 200. Now, that doesn't normally happen. But if these openers can stay there for a while, we know that Solomons is a big hitter. And Priya Deshana good at building in innings. We saw it the other day.
We've got a high tournament score of around that 170 mark, haven't we?
178 by the Mavericks. India got 172 yesterday. Pakistan's got 156. And even Afghanistan 157 in chasing the Mavericks total.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's all coming from memory. He hasn't written any of that down. I can vouch for that. Knows it all. No wonder he's one of the greats.
Oh. Shaminda bowls. That was a quicker delivery. And trying to pull that away, Solomons hits his body. Rolls away into the offside.
Have you always loved figures? You were good at maths at school for a journo, and you'd be good at English, but were you good at maths?
I was very good at arithmetic.
Okay.
I remember in year 9, the first part of the year be arithmetic and I'd be at 85-90%. Second part of the year be geometry and algebra and I'd be pushed back. In year 10 it was mostly algebra, geometry, and my father and I spent many nights in the study at our house in Eaglemont, northeastern suburbs of Melbourne, and he said we are going to give up because you could do your own subjects, pick your own subjects in year 11. You are going to give this up next year. I haven't got enough time for this. And I did, the maths. Dabbed away on the offside. I've got a friend who's a mathematician, and he is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Mind like a computer.
Pardon?
A mind like a computer.
Oh, he's superb. You'd say to him, now I need some figures for football matches in regard to percentages. And you give him what their score is and what the opposition's score is, and he'll come back with about 4 or 5 scenarios within 5 minutes.
Oh.
This is a lovely shot. He didn't get his line right here, Shaminda, and flicked away audaciously by Solomons behind square. Great shot, 4 runs.
And I'm just wondering if that wind now, I'm going to go from a moderate breeze to a wind is coming into play. Just straying down leg side, but wasn't this flicked away beautifully? Look at that.
Full toss in the end.
About mid-pad height.
Yeah. And that is
the sort of players
ball,
there.
Yeah, the sort of ball you love, don't you, as a batter?
Yep.
Not quite getting his line right, Shaminda. Does then. Great Yorker. Dug out, though, by Solomons. Is seeing it like a medicine ball early days. He's raced a 20 off 10 at a strike rate of 200%. It's none for 29 in the third.
Big start here. Sending a message to the rest of the teams in the tournament. We're very well balanced.
Going to be hard to beat again, going for their 3rd win in a row. No, it's a different tournament this year, but most of the same players have been there the last 2 years. In again, as he steers the next one through the covers. Priya Deshana, again just slightly over pitching. Shaminda, he's bowled pretty well in the tournament, but just having an off start here today. None for 30. Still a slip in place. Solomons doesn't worry about that. He just whacks that over the top. He has crunched that over cover for 6. A cover drive for 6. Wow. With the wind, short ball, shot of the tournament for mine.
Yeah, good shot. Look at this on the up steps. Way gives himself room. Frees his arms. And that 6 over cover. So good to watch.
None for 23 from his first 2. Shaminda, 14 from that over. 114, 116.
Batting well over 200, Solomons.
Oh.
Shaminda just couldn't quite find his radar. If he wasn't online, he was a bit short. And we have a new bowler coming in from the northern end. Satish.
He's been okay in the tournament as well. They've had a lot of players perform well in this tournament, hence why they're undefeated so far, the Mavericks. They may need to go for a spinner soon to get the pace off here, because Solomon's obviously loves it, Grant, the pace on.
Yeah.
Prior to Shana just playing his role at the moment, knocking it around and getting the explosive Solomon's on strike.
As you say, quite a few of these Sri Lankan guys have got experience in this tournament, so they're not unknown to the opposition. And it could be that they handle spin extremely well as well, of course, but they certainly, as openers, they like the ball coming on.
Landmark Investments, our major sponsor. Satish. Wide of the off stump, driven away, but short cover in the road. Manages to stop it. And there's no run.
Yeah, the Lankan Lions well on top at the moment. They need a wicket. They just need a wicket to bring things back on terms.
Slices this one, just bounces in front of Point, who did well to parry it, didn't quite have the carry, was close, but not close enough for Skesh to take that.
Oh, that was in the long way.
He could have lunged, maybe?
Yeah, it was one of those lunge, potentially let it go for 4 or just save the runs.
He didn't get the run. I thought he did. He dabs the next one away. That's a nice shot. Beating Gully down to one of the players outside the circle for the power play. At third man. And Priya Deshana 10 off 10. He's doing his job though. Here's Solomon's now. What are they going to do with their 2 men out? Deep backward square.
Yeah,
and deep backward point or whitish third man. Here's Satish to Solomons. Down the leg side, wide. They're also not quite getting their line right. A few wide so far, mounting. None for 38 in the fourth.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. I think it's time for spin. Let's take pace off.
Satish again, that's great bowling on line, and he defends up along the offside, treating it with respect, Solomons. None for 38 in the fourth.
And because they've got off to such an explosive start, they can just see this over out now and make sure they don't lose a wicket, and still in good shape. Satish
bowling a better line, not really allowing at this stage Solomons, from the small sample we've seen, Grant, to get underneath it or wide to slash away. And again, he dabs into the offside, thinks about a run, and the throw nearly hits. He was on his haunches, the fielder at point, and they give away another overthrow. That was unlucky, but Solomons was betwixt and between. He might have been in trouble, but he survives. He's 27 off 13, none for 39.
Yeah, it was a touch unlucky. It's one of those ones that the opportunity cost, the opportunity to get the wicket, but with no one backing up, you're looking to give away a run.
But they've reined it in a bit this over. Satish. Long striding. And this time, that wasn't far away from rolling onto the stumps from the bat of Pradeshana and the body as he got tucked up, and it was angled on middle and leg, and it dropped away, and he didn't quite know where it was, and it was dangerously towards the stumps. Luckily it didn't. So 4 gone, 39 without loss. The Lions winning the toss, electing to bat. Landmark Investments, our major sponsor. The last of the round robin or pool matches before, of course, the semi-finals tomorrow. Pakistan, India, the Mavericks and the Lions have all qualified. The Kangaroos won their first game earlier today, beating the Perth Phantoms by 6 runs.
Yeah, so these two teams will feature. And here he is.
Your man.
There's the man. Under 19s. We caught him in the under 19s at Noosa, didn't we, Dan?
He did.
And he was very impressive.
He doesn't look older than 15, does he?
He's only young.
Yeah.
And I really like the way he goes about his cricket. I like his action. It's quite economical, but watch him run through the crease and he'll start building a little bit of speed too.
Still only 2 out. And Solomons gets a short one that he lashes onto and hits for 6 over mid-wicket. That was the loosener, that was the short one, and Andy Solomon says, thank you very much, young fella. He races to 33 or 14, none for 45.
Don't bowl there, young man. A little drag down. Half wicket, bang.
Could be a no ball here, they're going to check it.
Oh, no. You don't want a no ball. Free hit.
Especially with Solomons in this type of mood, Grant.
Yeah, look, let's have a look at it. The umpire's getting some direction. Foot goes down. I think that's behind.
Yeah. Didn't he slam that? Hit the fence on the full. Exclusive migrations. Harry sign. Still okay, though. It's still in one piece. The great man's still in one piece.
Let's see how the young fella responds.
Yes.
Does he pitch it up? No, he doesn't.
It's short, but missed by Solomons, who was looking to maybe uppercut that away. Played over the top.
Gee, lucky he got away with that too. I thought for sure he'd just look to steady, get the ball pitched up. But anyway, he did. That's cricket. 33 or 15. Seeing them very well, Solomons.
Setting his team up here. None for 45 in the 5th. Now he hits it in the air. Has he got enough of it? I think he has. It'll run away from the fielder, who's at Whitish long on. Didn't think he quite got that in the middle as he pulled it in front of square, but he got enough of it. Another boundary. With the fielders up, he is making hay while the sun is sort of shining. 37 he's got now.
And just as I give him a big rap, there's a little bit of loss of rhythm. I can see a few stutter steps before he gets into his final stride, which means he's not quite sure. He's reaching for the crease as he runs in, and he gets this stutter step out of the way. That's a little bit better.
Here's Nishad and Solomon's driving. What a shot that is! Shot of the tournament. The two fielders at mid-off and also straight cover. Just watch that ball ricochet to the boundary for 4. What an absolute ripper, that cover drive. Standing and delivering, that is the best cricket shot we've seen.
Today we've seen the medium pacers get more support from the northern end. I'm just not sure this is the right end for Nishad.
41 off 17 Solomons. Nishad to Solomons. Oh, great shot. Again, he just opens the face and he just uppercuts it cleverly over the vacant slips cordon. And of course, they've got 2 out only at the moment. One of them is not at third man, and that's a great shot again, just a bit wide from the young man who's struggling with his opening over.
And I'm going to give a wrap to the tournament and what this can bring to the development of a young player. Man, he's playing against some of the really good players. He's gone 6.34s, but he hasn't adjusted. So the captain's having a chat to him now. Mate, what I'd like to do is saying, let's push some people long back in front of the wicket and you stay up. Let's get some protection. So we've got the long on. I wouldn't be surprised if... Yeah, that's what I would be doing. I'd be saying, mate, I'm going to give you some support, long and straight. You stay up. Pitch up.
And no ball too. With the no ball, so the slow one, and Solomons plays across the line. So we had a free hit, which he didn't put away.
But she bowled slow and up.
Yeah.
So bowlers will have their go-to when there is a free hit if they do commit the cardinal sin and allow one, and that was obviously it.
None for 58. Last ball of an expensive over. Again, a swing and a miss. Looking to cut. That was a quicker delivery. Again, a little bit wide, but not as wide as some of the others. What an eventful over that was. What a highlight-laden over that was for the Sri Lankans. The Lankan Lions, what a start. They've burst out of the blocks. They've given the Mavericks some of the medicine they gave the Afghanistan Eagles in the opening game that they played on Monday. Solomon's 45 off 20. Priya Deshana 10 of 11. None for 58 after 5. And still no spinners. Bar Danish, just one over from him. Satish will continue. He was okay in his opening over. State government, another one of our key sponsors, funding sponsors. Gainwright Accountants from Cranbourne. BCTA Building and Construction Australia. Peach Institute. Sunrise Adelaide Transport. Oppo Shop for the latest smartphones. Audio tablets and smartphone accessories. MK7 Films Proprietary Limited. Sarah and Co Interiors, a Clyde-based business. And Melbourne Sports Injury Group. So, Sateeth, new over. Dabbed away. Doing a great job here to turn the strike over. Priya Deshana. And the fielders are deep enough on that offside last over of the power play, which I'm sure that the Mavericks would be very happy about. Solomon's 45 off 20. Priya Deshana 11 off 12. Welcome back, Suhas. And what a magnificent display this has been by the pocket dynamo Andy Solomons.
Oh, terrific. Just the clarity with which he's played some of those shots. Mind-bending shots, a couple of them.
Oh, that
actually.
cover drive. Oh,
When was the last time you saw a cover drive? 6.
brilliant. That cover drive is great. Now, this has fallen out of his hand, and it's whacked away to leg side full toss. And he has managed to smash that behind square for another 6 and brings up one of the best 50s of the tournament, if not the best 50. Certainly the quickest 50 off 21 deliveries. And Sateeth would love that delivery again. None for 65, the Lions.
Oh, terrific shot. Just helping him. He could have put it anywhere he wanted. Andy Solomons, what a way to get to his half century as well. Gets helped by a very friendly full toss on the leg side. Satish has missed it completely. It's supposed to be the back of the hand slower ball. We're back live.
We are, and he dabs to point. Danish does the fielding. Let's have a look at this again. There's 6 to bring up his 50.
Just get a feeling that
Solomons
was prepared for anything, in fact. It just became easier as soon as he saw that at a comfortable height, that full toss. 51 or 22 is one of the best innings of the tournament indeed.
Unbelievable. Sateeth bowls. Solomon off the back foot, cuts away, but they've stacked the offside field. Danish, good fielding. He played it close to the body, but he's seeing it so well. He was able to lower the hands, and there were no problems or dramas whatsoever.
Sri Lanka have the makings of a match-winning and a tournament-winning side once again. And just at the right time, the right kind of talent seems to arrive for them. Solomons, 51 or 23, what a start. Priyadarshana, who was the star batter the last time, playing a supportive role.
Pulls the next one into the deep. Just gets one. Again, a bit short. They just haven't got their line and length right. The Maverick bowlers, especially their medium paces. We saw young Nishad. We hope he learns from that. 19 from the previous over.
8 runs. And Satish is thinking, where do I bowl?
Isn't he doing a good job, Priya Deshana? 11 off 12, just turning the strike over.
For someone who's himself so flamboyant and brilliant with the bat in hand, to play a second fiddle to Solomons and not match him shot for shot, I think is a learning for everyone watching.
Sateeth beaten outside the off stump. He drives, had the head in the air, and he's beaten. That was a quicker delivery by Sateeth. Well done. None for 66 after 6.
It's
the
a
run rate at 11.
It's a dream start for the Lankan Lions. The fastest 50 in this tournament. Aussie Cricket League 2023 brought to you by Landmark. Lankan Lions have notched up the fastest 50. Ronnie Chopra was helping his side get there faster with 24 deliveries. Andy Solomons versus the Sydney Mavericks says, all right, it takes me only 21 balls to get to my half century. And he's been helped with some poor bowling as well in between.
Well, Ravish did his in 28. Lachlan Bangs 33 balls for the Afghan Eagles when they were chasing 179. And of course, Priya Deshani, you're right, 33 balls.
Lachlan Banks, another top order batter, was able to get his half century in 33 deliveries. Now, it's always exciting to watch him bowl. The leggy, Abhishek Bajaj. I'll tell you what, he's 24 years of age. He's 24 years of age, who's taken up coaching at 24 because his coaches felt he's so mentally mature to be teaching the young kids at an impressionable age. So he's taken up that route. 24. We thought he's mature beyond his age. Perhaps 29, 30. No, he's 24.
He's a very good cricketer. He's been one of the keys in this tournament for them. Peru, another one for the Sydney Mavericks. We spoke about Ronnie Chopra, but he's not playing today.
Absolutely right. Bailed him out of a difficult situation, Abhishek, with a good innings.
Abhishek, they're just not getting their bowling right. I mean, their first deliveries generally are loose, and that was as loose as we've seen. That's nearly missed the cutting.
He's tried to rub his hand on grass, gravel, whatever possible to get a good grip on the cricket ball.
Here's Solomons, and he just noodles this around the corner. Of course, he's taken the pace of it, Abhishek. They've got 1 and 2, and it's collected a couple of metres inside. And they come back for 3.
No half measures whatsoever when it comes to Solomon. He's batted so freely. You love watching him bat also because the captain, Udavate, has given him the license to express himself fully. The management has told him to go out and express. Don't worry about a thing in the world. Now Abhishek to the left-hander. This will be an interesting proposition. Remember, the slip had faded away moment the Lankan Lions got a good start like this.
Round the wicket. And he dabbed at that and he missed it, and Vishesh couldn't quite take it cleanly.
Vishesh has been one of the most sensible keepers of the entire tournament. Remember, the Mavericks also have Prabh waiting in the ranks in case he has to keep. He's still in the side though.
Gives it air, and it's steered into the offside. There's no run. Good bowling by Abhishek, landing them nicely. No ball.
Just a polite inquiry.
Is it no ball?
I think it's for the side. It's for the sideline. He hasn't overstepped. He hasn't overstepped for sure. Oh yes, he's made contact. He's made contact with the line on the side. I'm losing the right word for it.
Gee. I mean, no matter what sort of no ball it is,
it's a no ball for making contact with the line on the side.
So it's not a free hit.
No, every no ball's a free hit.
It is.
Every no ball's a free hit.
Definitely a free hit, yep. He just hadn't signalled it. Now he does now, very, very laconically and undemonstrably.
Nature of the no ball might not matter. And he's clobbered this one.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Another 6. The two fielders were converging, but it cleared them by a fair way. between Long On and Cow Corner. And now Priya Deshana has decided, Andy, you've had your fun. My fun now with his first 6. 17 off 16.
Once again, he's getting too close to the line on the side. But if Priyadarshana decides to go for it, he will. At 6 by a considerable distance. Abhishek is not having a good start with the ball. The wide delivery, then 3 runs conceded and no ball in between. Now to make things worse, penalised with a 6 off the free hit.
Well, this has got right out of hand already. Right out of hand already. 77, and they've still got some very good batters in the shed.
It's been a long time. I think ever since this tournament started, we haven't seen the rate of 11.85 as the current rate. We've seen as a required rate, of course. 11.85, 11.7 now, the current rate at which runs are being scored.
One of the best partnerships in the tournament so far. Certainly the most explosive and attractive partnership we've seen.
He's using the sawdust to get a good grip on the cricket ball, but he's got to be careful of rubbing that ball on the sawdust itself.
Solomons, appeal for LBW, but it was going down the leg side. It's called a wide. I thought it actually touched his pad, but not. Gee, he's not having a good start here, Abhishek, who's been so reliable in this tournament, as we've mentioned, with both bat and ball. 79 without loss. We're only into the 7th over. Solomon's 55 off 25. And now he drives, but doesn't score. Well, he does score. They got a run out of that. They're turning the strike over as well. Not only are they smashing boundaries and sixes, especially Solomon's, they're getting singles left, right and centre as well.
Because Abhishek has not got the rhythm going, the back of the hand's also not working. It hasn't landed properly. Tough day in the office for Abhishek. 14 runs of his first over.
Ended up being a full toss, that one.
7 gone, 81 for no loss. What a start for the Lankan Lions. Tremendous roar for the Lankan Lions. The Mavericks have tried everything, but the Lions are hunting them down.
Remember on Monday, the Mavericks were 1 for 113 after 10, and then Adam Armin was able to do a good job for the Afghan Eagles to just rein it into 178. So we're going to be in similar territory, I reckon, for the Lions, aren't we? After 10 and with a very good batting lineup, you think they could get 200 from here? Long way to go yet.
I'll be very disappointed if they don't get to 200 with 10 wickets in hand and a brilliant start like this. Only a collapse can stop them from getting to 200. And the Mavericks would be counting on that line of thought. Umpires, Ashley Barrow and Rory Ludwig, 2 very experienced umpires.
So into the 8th over now.
This was Abhishek's last delivery.
Yes.
Back of the hand. Oh no, perhaps not the last one. Last one was a full toss.
It was. So, new bowler. Surav is the new bowler. Surav Sharma. None for 81 after 7. The run rate 11.57. Priya Deshana doing a good job. 19 of 18. Got a half century to win man of the match when they had a big win over Afghanistan the other day. And he opens the blade and works it away. Down to third man, who's effectively right behind the wicket keeper. A straight third man, if he can possibly be. 20 now to Priyadashana. We haven't seen a team have two players get a half century in an innings yet. Almost happened with the Kangaroos today. Good partnership of 72. I'll get their team over the line. Farhan made 58. And Hardeep was 49 not out. This is down the leg side. It's none for 82, but it might have come off the body there. Solomon's 55 of 27. Priyadashana 20 of 19. Slowing down a little bit, Solomon's. The pace not there the way he liked it when he was smashing it early in the first 5 or 6 overs. Now he goes down the ground, driving. Wasn't far away from the bowler. They have one. They come back for 2. That's good running. They're on their game today, the Lions. Hit it pretty hard to long on, but there's still 2 in it. Solomon's 57. Needs 11 for the highest score of the tournament so far. Solomon's gets a full toss, dragging on the leg side. Great piece of fielding. Fielder at fine leg, comes across, parries it to his own advantage. They managed to get 2, but again it was scooting across the turf. Again, not quite getting his line right. Solomon's 59 now, 86 without loss in the 8th. Incredible start this by Sri Lanka. Surav. Bowls to Solomon, high, long, handsome, magnificent. What a shot that is. Between deep mid-wicket and cow corner. That's gone to the Central Business District of Melbourne. That was hit so long and high. Magnificent shot. You can see it's connected with the trees on the western side of the venue here. Surav allowing Solomons to go underneath, and he's seeing it so well. 1 ball remaining in the 8th over, and they're 92 without loss. Andy Solomons 3 away from the highest score of the tournament individually, 65 off 30. What an innings this has been. The innings of the tournament. Unbelievable stuff from the pocket rocket. Surav with him again. Solomon hits it high and long. He might be caught this time. He is. He's perished. He didn't get enough of it. Catch taken, a deep forward square leg. Picked out the man in the deep, and Solomons goes. But what an innings that was. 65 off 31. We're not likely to see a more explosive or entertaining innings than that. Surav breaks through, and the Mavericks might have got themselves a foot in the game, getting rid of the dangerous Solomons for 65. They're 1 for 92 after 8 overs. We'll get to Suhas, who's got one of the players that we've been looking forward to seeing in Wilbersisto. Okay. Just changed the situation. The Lincoln Lions off to a fly. Solomon, 65 off 30. What an innings that was. Dharma is kicking it. Outstanding job, but they've only lost the 1 wicket. That would be one of the great performances. But you think from here they're going to push 200, or certainly 170, 180. Highest score of the tournament's 178. Sushant in the attack after Andy Solomon's outstanding innings. We look forward to seeing how Udawata, who's well known in these circles, from Hallam Kalora Park in the Dandenong District Cricket Association. He'd love to get some runs now. It's been set up by Solomon's innings for him to play his natural game and continue to put his team in a good position. Grant O'Hara's rejoined us.
You've been left on your own there, Dan. Pat Malone.
Well, it's been fantastic to watch. That shot before he went out, Solomon's, was unbelievable, and then he just went one too many, but it doesn't matter. When you make 65 off 31, you've done your job. And straight away, there's appeal for a catch behind. He absolutely loves it, appealing for anything for Shesh as he played underneath it. Let's see what this delivery brings. It was wide of the off stump, and he did play underneath it, but I don't think he got an edge on it. He
Wasn't
hit the
that
ground.
a good innings from Solomon's?
Oh, Priya Deshana now attempts to cut one that's wide. He's wanting him to cut. It's a reasonably stacked offside field. Maybe pick out a fielder, Sushant. Clever start by him. The run rate just over 11 now. At one stage it was nearly 12. That was sensational.
We could see our first 200 score of the tournament, potentially.
Priya Deshana. And again, a swing and a miss from one as he angles it across the left hand. If it's called a wide. Ooh. Well, we'll see. Not sure.
Look at that again, but gee, he ambles in. He's got this he's a really strongly built man, Sushant, and he just ambles in and then he lets it go. It's going pretty quickly. Bowling nice heat. Wow.
And that was good. Quicker delivery, a little bit closer, not as angled. And once more he attempts to dab, and that's dot, wide dot. Their best over of the innings so far, the Mavericks, as they try and get themselves back into it. We're in the 9th over. Still 1 for 93.
Working with the benefit of the southeasterly. Have you got a run-up going here with all this shoulder action?
Sushant, he's on the advance this time, and he will get a run, but just one. Deep cover is in the picture, and it's 1 for 94. Brings Udawata on strike. Another left-hander, the captain. Haven't seen a lot of him in the tournament so far. He'd love to contribute now, knowing that it's been set up for him and the rest of the team to put a lot of pressure on the Mavericks and force them to have to chase a big score later.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. It's been set up all right. It's been set up for the 9 players now to come and contribute.
Sushant bowls. He square drives to backward point, thinks about a run. It was probably hit a little bit too forcefully. Dinesh, who's bowled 1 over so far, does the fielding, and there's no run. So 1 ball remaining in the overs. Just 1 run from the bat and a wide. Solomon 65 off 31. Quickest half century of the tournament. Got there in 21 deliveries. Sushant bowls now short, and he sort of pulls out of the way of that one. That was just a bit quicker than he anticipated. That's a great over by Sushant.
I've never seen an action like it in my life, I'll be honest. A bowling action, I mean. And being so effective at the same time. It's a shuffle in, there's a side step, there's a small, well, no leap. It's almost, he stays very close to the ground, and then it's all shoulder. And they're going through at a really good pace. So that is, I think I'll be very keen to see him bowl the next over. I'm pretty sure he'll get the next one at this end, the southern end. because that put a few breaks on, didn't it? Like none for two off his one over.
Well, we've never seen an action like Jasper Boomerang, have we? And it's just so effective. I mean, it's all shoulder. That's why he's had so many injuries.
That's right. It's got to catch up with you eventually.
Yeah,
but
it does.
Geez, well, he's just a very strong man, Sushant, and you can just see him bowling a few overs today.
Defending down the ground for one. Priyadashana. The fielder had a long way to come in, and they come back for two. This is what they're pretty good at. We saw the Indians absolutely do this yesterday. Turn ones into twos when it wasn't likely.
That's because he just took the pace off his shot.
Yeah.
And the mid-off was a little tighty to get to it, and then easy to in the end.
We saw the Perth Phantoms try and do that twice, and they got run out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Surav around the wicket. And this is clubbed down the ground again, but on the bounce to long on for just one. But again, he took the pace of it, realising there was a fielder lurking. He's got 24 off 25, 1 for 97 in the 10th. Sensational start by the LANKAN Lions. Looking to set up a big score here. Udawata ready and driving, square driving nicely. Beats backward point. Out to deep cover, has some work to do, and they come back for two. Nice sliding drive. And he has two now, Udawata.
Of course, Mahala Udawata has played for Sri Lanka, hasn't he, Dan? So, quality cricketer.
Another one who's come out to live in Australia. There's quite a few. New and Kulaseka in this team. Guru Singer. Michael Van Dort. And this is off the hip that he just forces around the corner for another run. Plenty of gaps there on the onside. Didn't quite bowl to his field in Surav. And the 100 is up for Sri Lanka in less than 10 overs. 1 for 100.
So that's been the quickest of run accumulation so far. Not quite to 10, and we're already at 100.
Sharma again, and this is whacked down the ground. And it's a no ball as well. And a 6. Magnificent through the onside. He didn't get his line right.
Let's have a look at it. Yeah, full toss.
Yeah.
Swung through, clears the boundary nicely.
Between mid-wicket and cow corner, yet another 6. Free hit, and Priyadashana 30 off 26, looking dangerous as well. 1 for 107. Amazing stuff, this. He's going to change his line, his angle. And he goes again with the free hit. That is a monster. Nearly hits the scoreboard over the head of the whitish long-on fielder. He has picked the bones out of that, which is a well-known cricket term.
And another 6 off the free hit. So
and another no ball. Oh dear.
No. I was going to say the Cardinals in no ball 6. No ball 6. I was going to say no ball 6 and then another 6, but now we've got a no ball 6, no ball 6. Free hit again.
1 for 114. Getting blasted here, the Mavericks. And he's been bowled, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter, and they get a run.
They get excited for no reason.
Yes.
And they get a run.
Correct. Well, he wasn't going to change his shot then, Priyadashana. And I'm not sure the bowler was going to change the way he was going to bowl either. He hangs his head, he is disconsolate. His figures are expensive, 1.4, 1 for 31.
1 for 31 off. Yeah, he's nearly 2. That's yeah. 15
It's a buy as well.
plus and over.
Yeah. He didn't get connection on the bat. Priya Dashana,
so
36
that
off
goes
28.
against- You're right, it goes against the keeper, doesn't it?
It does.
That's a bye.
Very unlucky. Should be a leg bye, shouldn't it?
Oh, well, he has to hit the leg, I suppose. But, yeah, no, what else could it be? I don't suppose it could be anything else.
Now he dabs around the corner, plays it nicely, allowed the ball to hit the bat. Watch the pace of the delivery. And Udawada, I think, will play that sheet anchor role. Priya Dashana played it brilliantly with Solomons, and we know, as Suhasa said, he's a bit of a dasher. So 10 overs gone. It's 1 for 116. Run rate at nearly 12 and over for Lankan Lions, thanks to Andy Solomon's unbelievable 65 off 31. The quickest half century in the tournament so far. Have a look at the Manhattan. We've had an 18. We've had a 21, Grant. We've had a 12 and over. We've had 11 and over. We've had a 9. It's been a magnificent start.
And aren't they building? They've set a really strong tone, a very positive tone all tournament. And they're now taking it into this last pool game. And we've had a couple of laws of cricket tested today. One's, I've been watching it for a long time, and one I learnt myself from the first class umpire about the batter misunderstanding that he wasn't actually out, but thought he was out, and then got stumped and may have got recalled under one of the laws. And that one there went down as a bye. He got bowled on a free hit, went for a run, the bailsman everywhere, and that went against the keeper. That was one that I wasn't too sure about too. And if I look at all the laws, 42.7.2.2, there's hundreds of them. You don't suppose you're entitled to know all of them. Welcome back, Suresh.
Thank you so much, Grant.
Isn't this a terrific display of cricket?
Oh, this has
For
been
the batting
an excellent
side.
start. And the poor bowling continues. Some support there. The poor bowling, the lines have been something they can work on. The Mavericks have never found momentum. And the fact that we're talking about so many laws in our sport, I think that underlines the fact that it's not easy being an umpire.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, dead right. But I went to our Sparrows and spoke to him about it, and he just went straight to it. He knew what he was. He said, no, under this law, it means he could do this. And I thought, wow.
That's the first run in the over. It's been a long time since we've seen a quiet over.
Yeah.
.11 the rate at which the runs are being scored. 117 for 1. No wonder Mahela wanted to bat first. Oh, should be taken. Oh, wow. It's a soft dismissal. Priyadarshana today has gifted a catch to Danish. The bowlers are the best fielders of their own bowling.
Aren't they? See the urgency there, and was a simple catch in the end. It just stuck in the wicket a little bit, and he just popped it back to the bowler. Let's take a look at the replay.
It's a very good catch in the end, actually.
And isn't that a good feeling for a spin bowler to be able to take a return catch like that?
Both the openers have found themselves back in the hut. Priyadarshana, the second one to go.
But batted beautifully, they both did. Gee, we're Andy Solomon's, probably the innings of the tournament so far. And what a time to do it, just the day before the semi-finals. They will be playing in the semi-finals. Take that form. And the trend continues of winning the toss and batting.
Akshay Balal. The keeper's excited after what happened on that ball. The ball stopping a little bit. That means more catches await him. He's got to be very ready for the inside edges and the outside edges. Two new batters at the crease. Scoring at 10.9 and over could be difficult from here. He's coming back for the second. This is good running between the wickets.
And the bowler chases that ball down. Looking after his figures, of course.
Oh, wonderfully played. That will be 4 more.
And whilst the spinners have been very effective in these conditions, you just can't afford to give it width. No width, and that wasn't that wide, but it was right in the cutting arc. Nice, just backward of point. Bilal, what can you tell me about him? Suresh?
I haven't seen much of him,
No? Okay.
but from that I can promise you he can cut the ball really well.
Good call.
That's all I can say.
So 8 fours and 7 sixes, nearly as many sixes as fours in this innings from the Lankan Lions. And now a man's coming on from, this is interesting, from the northern end. So he's pushing into the breeze here, but would support a right arm bowling away from the right-hander and back into the left-hander. Had a couple of really nice chats to Mahalia Udawata. He seems like a genuinely lovely bloke. Be nice to have him as captain of your team, that much experience, and loves his cricket.
It's a team that's played a lot of cricket together, and that shows when they take the field. The way they build confidence in each other, the way they build pressure for the opposition. That'll be 4. Mahela Udawata has hit it dead straight. And it somehow found its way outside the ground.
Have a look at this. Straight down the ground. Oh, he'd got a hand on it. Over pitched. The good players will always take you straight. Yeah, look at that, goes under the ground, under the fence. Let's see if he
We've
just
talked about cricket shots going over the fence. Why not under the fence?
That's right. Oh, full toss.
There's a second line of defense. I just think the batting has been brilliant in certain phases. Bowling has been below par in certain phases. And the Lions have capitalized on the poor balls. The problem started for the Mavericks because the good balls were also being put away initially, and the front foot of the bowlers have misbehaved too often.
And that's a better length. A little bit too full the last couple of balls. It's interesting how you just have to adjust when you change ends. And if there is a breeze, and it's quite a stiff breeze coming from the southeast, you can just play havoc with your rhythm a little bit. And that's what's happening here. He shuffles in and then takes a step, and then big shoulder action there. But I like the fact that he looks like he's got a plan. He doesn't want to drop short. Rather be full than short.
Very well bowled.
And that's the perfect length and almost the perfect ball. The perfect ball, of course, would be one that took a wicket.
Oh, have they gone in? Are they going upstairs to check the front foot here? Not again. Sushant, you've bowled so well so far. Good comeback after that boundary where he pitched up. And Udawata took full advantage of that. Now it's going to be a free hit. So many no balls today.
Yeah, it looks like some part of his heel must be behind the line. It looks like it was in the air. Hard to, but they've called it.
That was the best length, you said.
Yes.
He's able to generate that, but he's not able to control his heel.
Oh, down the ground.
It's a free hit. He's chosen down the ground. 2 easy runs. That fumble didn't help. Whatever little momentum Sushant was getting, that's been stolen away too.
With the economical approach.
Not in control as he hit this one, but still he's got enough bat on it. And the ball will also have enough legs. Udawata again. Well,
It has been a complete inning so far in terms of the striking, the decision making, the running between the wickets. Well, we've got international players out there, so that's no surprise really.
and to do that to one of the most dominant sides in the tournament, that's what sets them apart. The LANKAN Lions. I mean, there were discussions when this tournament began that these two teams, especially on paper, might play the semi-finals. In terms of qualification, yes. But just imagine, had this been a semi-final. So far, it's been a one-sided story. Very good delivery. That's one way to go about it, Grant. Not give him room.
Absolutely, cram them up, no width, hit that length. And it comes back now for the Mavericks, given that they're in such good shape, the LANKAN Lions, that you've got to have some little wins, and the little wins have got to come with things like dots. If you can't get wickets, which you obviously can't get one every ball, and a dot. Let's see if they can get a dot anywhere. And with these good players, they're going to look for two. And these good players won't let you get away with dots. They'll always be looking for those pockets, always looking for the gaps. Communicate well. And that's the end of the 13th over. 2 for 142. Look at that. Talk about no dots. That was 6 ones.
The Mavericks have been found wanting. It's very difficult to understand their plan at this stage. There must be a plan.
Yeah, I can't actually see one. I think the pressure has built. There we go. Let's take a look at the scorecard.
Yeah, Priyadarshan at 36 or 29. A soft dismissal. Danish picked him up. And a good catch by Danish off his own bowling. Solomons was sensational. 65 of 31. He set the ground ablaze.
Do you have anything called pinball machines? Did you have a pinball machine when you...
I know what a pinball is, yes.
You know when the pinball machine goes off tilt if you push it too hard? Have you ever played pinball?
I've played pinball, but I've played virtually.
Oh, okay.
I've played on the computer, but...
Back in the old day, they used to...
But Dan was telling us that he used to go to a milk bar to play the same.
That's right. You have a milkshake and play the pinball.
Ah, interesting.
And if you push the pinball too hard...
It's good to know that Dan has options and beverages.
And when you push the machine too hard, it'd just stop and go into tilt. It's called you tilted it. And that's what I feel like the ball just won't do anything for you. Nothing will work as way you want it to. And I just feel like the Mavericks at the moment are on tilt. And because of the way when you get someone dominate like that, you think, oh, what are we going to do? Even when we get him out, we've still got to. And as you've said, there's a stumping chance. Bowled.
He's got him. Ayush has got him. First was a dot ball. The second is a wicket-taking ball. This is the kind of comeback that Mavericks were dreaming of. And it seems like slowing things down is the best thing to do.
Hold him, top of the bails. I thought obviously the keeper, he was tempted to take that ball, wasn't he? Because he was out of his crease. I need it, I want it. But if he took the ball, if he took the ball in front of the bails,
Would have been a no ball, and it's been that kind of a day where the Mavericks are ticking off every form of no ball possible.
it's been that kind of a day too where,
Sidestepping.
yeah, and it's been that kind of a day where the laws of cricket have been tested at every. Oh, and that was Mahela too.
A runner ball 19 for the captain Mahela Udavata. 142 for 3, the Lankan Lions.
They always say you should use your feet to spinners, but just in these conditions, it's been more a weight, watch it off the pitch and hit. Anyone who's charged down the wicket is found batting a bit difficult. Dab, run, just behind square.
Mavericks can do it too.
Of course we could say that for the Kangaroos.
But a very good catch by Saurabh.
Working their way back into it now,
It's not easy.
the Mavericks.
It's not easy to take that catch because remember, it's a very difficult angle to be fielding for a shot of this kind. A top edge, it could have gone anywhere. The ball's having torque, it's going further away from you. But the way he pouched it brilliantly. Brilliantly done. Spinners are putting things back. The Mavericks have realized the Pacers have been belted all around the park. Spinners can save the day.
Yeah, they may have taken it over too long to actually sort that one out.
A countersign is it's usually it's come from the army world. The countersign is when you convey to your partner or people with your platoon without anybody else knowing, and that's through actions and symbols.
Beautifully put, beautifully put.
So he's constantly trying to tell him something or the other behind the wicket.
Gotcha.
He's the closest proximity-wise to the batter. Probably telling him where he's standing, which delivery would work.
Okay. And isn't it nice in our language that there's one word that can describe all of that? You get that word picture.
So true. 15 was gone. 148.
And there you go, I've learned something new.
Add that to the list.
You teach me something all the time, Sir S.
My biggest learning on this tour has been beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock, yeah, oh yeah. Dustin Lonergan, all about beer o'clock. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he invented it. 15 overs gone, 148, and the Mavericks reeling things back a little bit. There's the projected scores. Really should go close to 190, the 200. The way they started with Solomons, you'd think that 200 was almost a certainty, but no such thing as a certainty in sport. And that's why we love it. Now this beautiful breeze he's bowling into, just get that dip. Where's that gone? It's out, is it?
No, I think it dropped just in front of him. And that's exactly why Maya doesn't want to celebrate.
No, all right. I just looked around here. I just saw the swing here. Let's have a look. Dives forward. Yes.
Good effort, great effort.
Really good effort. They could have easily gone for 4.
It's
As
still
well.
It's still a very good total to be at 149 for 4 with 23 deliveries that you can put away very easily. More than that, in fact.
So 5 overs remaining.
So 29 deliveries left.
Big shot.
Terrific. Such good connection. The photographer, Raza, had to scurry, also save his lens. He signaled 6.
He signalled 6 and the uppie went with him. I trust you.
The man with the hoodie suggested 6. That could have been the most expensive 6 ever, asked the photographer.
Yes, those camera lenses are worth a fair bit of money.
The balls per 50 have been excellent for the Lankan Lions, but the wickets during the end had slowed them up a little bit, especially the third 50. They got to their first 50 in just 28 deliveries.
Yeah.
Just magical piece of batting, isn't it?
It's great graphics too by our producers. Did a terrific job.
How does he get into such good positions? But oh, this should have been taken. Today, Sandeep, the youngsters having a day to forget. The catches haven't stuck. The bowling's been belted.
And Sandeep is looking for a hole to go and bury himself in. Oh, the poor kid. I've given him the biggest rap of all time. He is a very good player. Just because you drop a catch doesn't mean you aren't. And now they're it's just falling the right way for the Lankan Lions. Oh, there's a mix up in the field and they'll get back. And the Mavericks, after just got away from him there, and then he goes to toss it back to him, does he? Back to life.
Ayush deserved another wicket, didn't he?
He did.
He's
Absolutely.
created opportunities after opportunities, Grant, but he's not getting the wicket.
Oh, he's got to get the support. You know, you play for those dismissals on the boundary, and you need the support from your field.
He's plugged cow corner. A humble appeal.
Oh.
And it's given. Why not? Pereira had proved that he's got the dancing shoes. He always wanted to come down the track.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is an out. Now, the reason why I've been in keeping position situations like this, you look like it's a long way up, but it comes through so slowly. You watch this. Now, I'm going out on a limb here because the umpire's very good and he's given him out. But watch how slowly it goes. Down, not out.
Well.
Right, so that's what happens. I've been in that situation so many times, and you'll see that the slowness, because he can't take the ball in front of the wickets.
Right. Well called, Grant.
If he could, see, he's back down now, and the ball's on off. So the reason that is not out is no fault of the keeper. He couldn't take it in front of the. So it's not out.
From the moment it misses the bat to the moment it crosses the stumps, that time also belongs to the batter.
Definitely. That's right. That's exactly right. So he's been given on it. Yeah, that's not out. And that's a good call. Down. Bale's off now. Not out. You know, I think we should get those zinger stumps. I love the zingers. Do you like them, Dad? Love them. Yeah. Not me.
Grant goes to get the zinger bills, perhaps. And we've got Dan in the comm box now. Dan.
I've told Grant to go and get one of those chicken sausages. They are the best chicken sausages I've ever eaten in my life. Mind you, I've only eaten 2, and it's been at this tournament, but the best chicken sausages I've ever eaten in my life, almost the best sausages I've ever eaten in my life.
Nice.
Just thought I'd tell you that. I'm sure all our lovely viewers around the world, they can sleep safely now knowing that Dan Lonergan's had the best chicken sausages he's ever eaten in his life here at ACL 2023, thanks to Landmark Investments.
Dan Lonergan is learning rather quickly that his co-commentator is a vegetarian.
Yeah, well, I am. I am. Look, it's fantastic. They've done a great job there, all those guys. The Perth boys are still here. They're eating everything that moves, and they're saying, gee, we're running out of sausages. They're on fire, those boys. Big Keenan Hughes, I reckon he's polished off about 5 or 6 of those chicken sausages. He's a big boy.
The only thing that's been polished off is the shine on that cricket ball.
Yeah.
So much hitting Shaminda. Shaminda needs to curb the run flow. A couple of wickets has done that considerably, but still a 6 was achieved in the previous over.
They can still get 200 from here.
200 still on the cards with 6
I
wickets
think
in
so.
hand.
Yeah.
And Pereira is one of the biggest hitters of the cricket ball. Chandima has opened the batting before, and we've all seen what he can do. He's one of the most sensible cricketers in the circuit, Chandima. He's just like water that takes shape of the vessel. He tends to understand situations, and then he puts himself in those situations, plays exactly accordingly.
Did you say he's just like the water that takes the shape of the vessel?
Yeah. You put a water in the bottle, it's the shape of the bottle. You put the water in a cup, it's the shape of the cup.
Correct. I didn't think of that. I'll have a look tonight, and when I have a glass of water, I'm having a glass of Shandamar. 4 for 162.
I'll make sure that my analogies don't have chicken in them.
No, that's true too.
I know what's coming back then. Oh, direct hit, and he would have been a goner by a mile.
That was a pretty good ball by Shaminda Suhas because it was right in the block hole. But they still get runs.
Shaminda Eranga, the captain of Mavericks, today going with a lot of changes because he wants to be prepared for the semi-final, but at the same time ensure his bench strength is tested. Whereas Sri Lanka, who are in a similar position with the Q in front of their name, said we don't want to change much because we want to create momentum.
Which they're doing.
Good slower delivery. He had already swiveled. The dot ball percentage is reduced for Sri Lanka as this tournament has progressed.
I mean, it was a bit of a battle, wasn't it, against the Canadian Wolves, but they found a way. Their middle order didn't really fire that day, but they got over the line. And then, of course, they beat Afghanistan in a total without losing a wicket. And this performance, well, this has been just about perfect with the bat so far.
And every day a new hero for them.
Correct.
That's how you win tournaments, isn't it? An excellent player can probably make you win a match. Oh! Superb collect by Shaminda. Just get a feeling, even if it would have been a direct hit, Dan, he would have made it.
He would have, but he had to stretch a bit in the end because he thought he was pretty safe. Pereira, wasn't he? Ooh, I reckon he was out. It was a great take, and then he thought, gee, I better get going here, Pereira.
Good Yorker. But he somehow squeezed it for 4.
Oh,
That's been that kind of a day today for the Mavericks.
that proves things are not going your way. I mean, it's a great delivery. He gets an inside edge. They've got no protection there at fine leg or squarish fine leg. He was a bit more at a backward square leg Maya or Mirai, and at the end of the day, very unlucky. So they're at 10 and over. Another 30 will get them to 200. Do you think they might go a bit more aggressively than that because these two can go and they've still got plenty of firepower in the sheds?
Absolutely right. And the beauty of the Lankan Lions batting lineup is, Dan, anybody can bat anywhere, it seems. Chandima one day will open the batting for you and suddenly he'll come in at number 6 and score at the same pace. Remember, he's being greeted with a different field set altogether. There are more fielders in the boundary rope. He's managed 19 of 9 because the situation demanded him to score that way.
We haven't seen Andy Solomons much, and he opens today and does what he does.
Andy Solomons doesn't like the sphere.
Oh,
That's a good dive, but height, yes. Distance, no. Man underneath puts it down. Saurabh with butterfingers. Someone who's taken a sensational catch just moments ago has put a straightforward chance down.
I thought that one bounced out of his hands. He was going to get it on the second grab. It's almost like it was a springboard then, if you watch this.
We're back live. This should be taken. Safely caught. Maya doesn't miss. Oh, the Zimbabwean got into a good position as well to take the catch.
A very good catch. And as you've said, he's got one of the safest pair of hands in this franchise. But Chandamar did his job. He just kept going on the burst. 21 of 11. Strike rate of 190. When your team's in that position, you can go as hard as you need to go. And 5 for 177 with 14 balls in the innings left.
200 still on the cards, despite that wicket. And Ayush has picked up another one. He easily deserves 4 wickets at least.
He's been their best bowler, hasn't he?
It's so sensible, so shrewd. He slows it down when the batters are coming after him. You need a big heart to do that.
See, they'll be with that chopper in their run chase today, so they'll need what Sri Lanka has provided, as you said, Suhasa, at the tournament. Players stepping up, new players stepping up. Ayush has stepped up with the ball. He might be handy in the semi-final tomorrow. Danish has done the same as well in patches.
This can be a dress rehearsal. These two teams can still meet each other in the tournament. Remember that. The keeper batter, Mappa, gets his first run.
Equal highest score in the tournament now at 178.
And Mappa's out there because Dilan Chandima smashed one straight down the ground but found the Zimbabwean taking that catch with his lovely pair of mitts.
See, their lower order hasn't had a hit yet either, has it, Sri Lanka?
Back of the hand. Read
Great
it
shot.
brilliantly. And the gap he's found has made it look so simple. Pereira gets one of the favorite shots of his out of the way.
That's what's impressed me even at the back end of this innings, despite the slowdown a little bit, is there's still big gaps when they've had a lot of fielders on the onside, on the boundary.
How do they do that? This is magical. Wrist work has been magical. 18 gone, 182 for 5.
So from here, projected score if they go at 10, 202, 12, which I think they can do, 206, 14, which isn't out of the question, 210, 16 would be great to watch, 214, 18 we'll be talking about it all year, 218. We've seen some big ones today off the bowling of this team. Shaminda now.
It's going to be difficult to hit away Shaminda.
Yeah.
Or the second run, audacious but outstanding.
Oh. This is what let Perth down, of course. That run out, going for the second run with the off-pace shot inside the circle, with the field being deep, but it's worked to perfection for the Sri Lankans. 5 for 184 in the 19th. A lot.
The ramp collapses. But that's what the Lankan Lions have done so well. They have ensured that the dot balls have been few and far in between. To the pavilion. The second run was never there, but a good collect by the backup arriving just at the right time. And he collected that throw while he was on the move. That's the beauty of the collection. He collected the throw while he was on the move, gets into a good position, and he hardly makes it to the frame. Mappa.
So why go for a second when you've only got a few balls left and you've got a score of nearly 190 with an over to go?
Just in case he can attract a mistake by the person collecting. And you do get tempted to go for a run when it's the bowler himself after it. Because who comes to be the backup then?
Yeah, well, that's true too, but they only needed the one there. Look at the magnificent gloves, aren't they? The best pair of gloves you've ever seen. Beautiful.
The last time he
Navy
said
blue.
something like this was for a chicken sausage, and then it was never to be seen again. If those gloves go missing, Dan, we know where to find them.
Correct. Still haven't done my son's Christmas shopping yet. Could be in his sock. A Rosh, the new batter. Only go one though. They learned from their mistake, the previous one.
You got to love the way the keepers fling their glove off.
Yeah.
19 overs gone, 189 for 6, 11 away from the psychological 200. Dan would be the most excited. Don't know about the Lankan Lions if they get there.
He's got the blue. Oh, look at him. Stands out with those dark blue gloves, dark blue boots. 5 for 189, 1 to go. The target at the moment's 190. Pereira 20 off 15, another one to get some runs, along with Solomon 65 off 31, the quickest half century in the tournament. Priyadashana 36, Udawada 19, Chandamar 21. Contributions everywhere. That's why they've made 6 for 189 after 19. Sahith, another one is bowled okay. 2 overs, none for 11. You take that every day of the week when you look at this scoreline.
And he's a good fielder too, Satish.
Shorter one.
Put down. That could have been a catch. That could have been Satish's first wicket, but Pereira gets a boundary.
Oh.
Just the way he wanted to start the over. Sahan Pereira.
Well, they know they've got some work to do in their fielding, the Mavericks, haven't they, between today and tomorrow. It was the slow one out of the back of the hand. Oh, it was a very poor effort to take the catch, and he had his hands clasped and it's gone through for a boundary.
Huge appeal by Satish. Perhaps he wants to tell the umpire it was a slower delivery. With slower deliveries, the ball doesn't bounce as much, and he's gone upstairs. Review taken. You know what a review does at this stage? It might be not out for all that you know, but it takes the momentum away from the batter who's yearning to face the next one as quickly as possible.
I don't think it's out. I think there's enough doubt, but anyway. It's a mighty batting performance. Even though they're losing wickets, it doesn't really matter. They just set it up early, and they did keep going.
Very well called.
Yeah, 6 for 193. I mean, that is a huge score. We thought the Mavericks score of 178 wouldn't be beaten for the week. They haven't just beaten it, they've lapped it.
Now, if we can have another look at it.
He's waiting to hear Ash Barrow. It's taking a while.
Just in case you're wondering why it's getting difficult to concentrate on Barrow, it's because it's very windy out there. Pitching way outside leg.
Correct.
The batter is safe.
He went for the big swing and a miss.
Ashley's one of the most experienced umpires.
Oh, he's been wonderful in this tournament. They all have. All the umpires have done a great job.
Absolutely right. And the way they've handled difficult situations has been one of the better things about the tournament. Yes, there have been moments like in any tournament there would be.
Satish.
Got it this time.
Yeah, good bowling.
He doesn't need to look at the umpire this time around, he says in his mind. He struck timber. And this is why the review was taken in my view. He's hit the top of off. He's stolen the momentum away from the batter.
Yeah, good bowling. He's been okay, Satish. In fact, better than okay. Quicker delivery, and it was just a bit too quick for Pereira, who was aiming to launch that on the onside. Strike rate of 133.3. So 7 for 193. We've got 3 balls left in this over. And the target will be approaching 200. Kulasekara, excellent one-day cricketer as we know. 199 one-day international wickets for Sri Lanka. A lot of T20 international wickets as well. Only played the 21 tests. He was the specialist limited overs cricketer, Nuwan Kulasekara, and still playing with Dandenong West in the Dandenong District Cricket Association in his early 40s. And we'll have a lot of runs to play with in the next 20 minutes or so, Suhas. So 3 balls remaining. Satish with 1 for 15 at his third.
4-0 2 full, had to be driven, but there is protection. Single is a good result at this stage as far as the men in yellow are concerned. Very experienced Kulasekar has picked up a single first ball. Arosh, another ferocious hitter of the cricket ball. Arosh, it's a never-ending batting lineup of the Lankan Lions. You could almost pick a draw.
It's a very, very good side.
And then decide the batting order. Slower delivery, but it's not timed it. And it's gone for 4.
Another missed opportunity. He's hitting into the wind. If that was the other side,
he'd clobbered this.
he did.
Had it been with the wind, it's in CBD.
Yep.
He'd hit it against the wind.
He did.
Should have been a catch. Not to be. Instead, it's a boundary. Satish cannot believe it. Arosh gets a boundary first ball.
Gee, they've got some work to do in their fielding, haven't they, the Mavericks, before the semis tomorrow.
That's much better. Satish doing everything right. 9 runs come off the last over. The Lankan Lions manage 198 in their allotted 20 overs. And it is a formidable total, despite the pitch being a brilliant one.
They need 199 to win. What a performance that is. Set up by Andy Solomon, 65 off 31. He hit them everywhere. Good support by Pritha Sharma, 36. And he's normally a dasher, as Suhas said, but he played this sheet anchor role and played it to perfection. Udawada, his first real hit in the tournament. The captain got 19. Contributions from Chandibar, 21. Pereira, 24. And we'll have a look at the innings now.
Yes, Dan mentioned Priyadarshana's 36 of 29 was looking good, but Solomons was the one who set the ground ablaze with a 65 up top, smashing the ball to all parts and belting it. Bending the shape of the ball itself was very different after it hit Solomon's bat. Udawada got a good start, but a runner ball 19, and he was back in the hut. Good delivery from Ayush to slow things down at that stage. Balal left early. Pereira got a start as well. Chandima was sensational for his 21. Just 11 deliveries that he took, but a good catch from Maya brought the end of Chandima. Mapa didn't have to go for the second, but did so anyway. And Arosh was able to strike a boundary to take his team to 198.
Every batter got to double figures bar Mappa, who sacrificed himself. Look at
And
the
Arosh,
partnerships.
of course.
Yeah.
92 of 54 up top. The Lankan
incredible.
Lions winning the toss and choosing to bat first. Priyadarshana was playing second fiddle to Solomons. And then when Solomons was back in the hut after a sensational half-century, it was captain and Priyadarshana who struck runs 25 and 25 there with Balal and Udawata too. And later on, Chandima and Pereira added 31 in quick succession. Just 19 deliveries.
Only 12 extras, which wasn't too bad. So the target 199.
Nature of those extras were bad, probably, Dan. So
Yeah.
many no balls.
Yeah, there was.
And in all forms.
Shamin, let's look at the dots. 10, 20, 23, 25, 28, 34, 39 dot balls. Shaminder expensive, none for 40, but battle manfully. Dinesh 2 for 29 was okay. Satish probably the pick of the bowlers, 1 for 20 with 10 dots. Then Nishad had a day he'd like to forget, but he's only a youngster, none for 19. Abhishek, 1 expensive over for 14. Surav, 1 for 32. Sushant, none for 15. And well done to Ayush getting a couple of wickets that might help him keep his spot for the semis, 2 for 27.
Did everything there, Shaminda. Tried everything. 8 bowlers used. It's the kind of bowling where the keeper would feel left out.
199 runs in 20 overs required by the Mavericks. At 9.95, it'll be the biggest target of the tournament so far. In a word, Suhas, can the Mavericks run them down?
Well, we'll wait and watch because they made changes to the batting lineup. More responsibility needs to be assumed. If momentum is a thing, Mavericks would want it right now. 199 is the mission for them. We'll be back very soon with the Mavericks reply.
side. I thought that we were going to see a first 200 of the tournament so far, and fell short by only 2 runs. Lovely batting. That's been some really quality straight play. 198 the target, 199 the win.
Very, very cleanly, the Zimbabwean.
Okay.
And Ayush Arora will be alongside him. No, in fact, it's Saurabh who's walked out.
Yep. So 199 of 120 balls. And this is a rarity, starting the bowling from the northern end. Casey Fields, Melbourne. About 50 minutes outside Melbourne. Beautiful precinct, beautiful facility, dedicated cricket ground. And the big run chase about to get underway.
Slip in place. And Kulasekara starts off from where he left off. Nothing has changed after he says, thank you so much, international cricket. Nothing has changed.
Oh, quality cricketer. And what the intent early. Couple of paces down the wicket, trying to get to that half volley. But not on offer. No half volley on offer. First ball.
Saw that Solomon was getting ready to access the leg side better, but followed him. He's quick as well, Kulasekara.
And the conditions seem to have. Oh no, there's still quite a good breeze coming from the southeast. So pushing across the ground, but more into the face of the bowler from the northern end, Kulasekara. Meyer negotiating things quite well at the moment, just playing his ball on its merits. Meyer looks like he's a fella who could give the ball a nice hit too. Nice big shot. Bringing the deep third man back into the circle so that they can take the slip out and put him inside the circle just at that mid-wicket. Deep square leg and deep long on for the straight shot.
Kulasekara is a good judge of when the ball is swinging and when it is not. Slip comes off because it's not for effect. And that extra bit of bounce is troubling Solomon. Again, the length, Grant. The length has been perfect from Kulasekara.
And that's what you get from these experienced quality players, that he won't try and do too much more than just keep hitting that length.
And Maya will keep hitting if he gets the width. What a way to start off for Solomon. And what a way to start off for the Mavericks.
And then we're not machines, are we? As much as we want to try and hit, they just over-pitch that one. Maybe looking for a bit of movement through the air, perhaps. But the only movement was straight off the middle of the bat. So what do? He's just pushing that deep in on a little straighter. It's hard to cover that straight down, and the mid off in the circle straighter. Come straighter, he said, yeah. Packed offside field. And back on length. Look at that. The
Terrific.
adjustment. And that's what the young fella, who's such a good player, wasn't able to do today. Just get back on length when his first plans weren't working.
Absolutely right. 4
Yeah.
without a wicket after 1.
Sende. Yep, Sende. Young player with up and coming. Bowled from this end and just couldn't quite execute the plans. Or he started with a plan and then they went for him and then unable to adjust today. But that's today and he'll learn a lot from it. So 4 off the first when you're looking for 10 and over. So that doesn't matter. There's still 19 to go and there's plenty of overs to make up for that. Wickets in hand are going to be very important in this big run chase.
Harosh Oda, again very experienced with the new ball. That nagging length continues for the batters. Saurav faces his first. Very uncomfortable height that.
Very much so. Just that in-between shot, not really, and certainly without width.
Saurav wanted that single. He's a little itchy to get the first run.
Now they're going to have a chat. What would they be saying here? Suhas, what would you, if you and I were batting out there right there and you called me down, what would you tell me about?
One thing I've learned in cricket is never chirp too much with a keeper. Did flash his bat at it and under edge, but no damage done. I just love the style of Saurav. He's got a helmet, he's got a cap on. The cap is peeking outside. The peak of the cap is peeking outside.
Oh, it is too, yeah. He's got his cap on around like they do in the baseball. Cap around the wrong way, the helmet over the top.
Now can he hit a home run? Oh, very stylishly played away. Such good hand-eye coordination. Saurav gets his first 4. Both the batters are starting off with boundaries here.
Sure, if it's just got that feeling that minimum effort. It'd be very nonchalant. Look at this, just let's see where this pitch is, and yeah, just that's straight off middle. Dim on length there, the batter. Surev, just too short, flicked it around. Nice boundary.
Good Yorker. That's the perfect response from a pacer. But Saurav was ready for that too. He's got good hand-eye coordination. We've already sensed that. Very soon that bat needs to attract a sponsor.
Well, no better time to start than right now.
Extra bit of bounce. Well collected by Mappa. 2 overs gone, 8 for no loss.
And look at the big Rice smile there. Come down and have a talk to his partner. They'd just be saying, let's just not lose any wickets. Keep that run rate ticking over. Another 4. Set a target of 199.
Kulasekara to continue. Very good delivery. He's kept it on the stumps. Most of the balls. The length is still troubling Solomons. He's unable to free his arms. He's a free-flowing player who plonks the front foot away from the line of the ball, allows enough room for the bat to come through and sends the ball sailing. that template hasn't been followed so far. Just one delivery that he was able to hit away, that was straight down the ground for 4. Stylish, walking across. He had picked a spot and gets another boundary.
Similar response to the first ball where he starts walking down, outside off and walking towards the bowler, and then it's simply a flick and you could hear the tonk. Big tonk. We call it a tonk.
Terrific. Just love the fact that it just flew over the rope so easily. He's hit it with the wind as well. The ball was swinging away at the last moment. Umpire has a close check if it's still resembling a cricket ball, because Solomon can hit it really, really hard. Kulasekara with the next one. Height might be an issue. Umpire unmoved. And also the fact that the ball was going down the leg.
Yeah, height, leg, but a little bit of psychology being used. As soon as you've been hit for that big 6, you want to let the batter know that you're back in the game again. Yeah, you might have won the ball before, but I won that ball and the battle continues.
On your screen is a man who can set things up nicely for Mavericks. He has to do something to throw him off the length. Kulasekara, the very experienced, watching the batter move.
That's a very good read, Suhas, because that's exactly I read it too. Like, watch the batter, see what he's doing, and if he's coming down at you, you've got to adjust your, well, mainly your length, because obviously he's trying to move down the wicket to get to you on that half volley and get into that swinging, slogging zone.
Beautifully played. Six earlier in the over always set the tone nicely, but come back from Kulasekara. This is a very important delivery coming up, because Solomon's looking for the big shot. But well curtailed. A little bit of bat involved as well. Again, no room makes it difficult for Solomon. 8 runs of that over, 16 for no loss after 3.
Right, so how do we assess? There's certainly, with a target like this, unless you have plans, you can tend to go too hard early to get on top of the run chase right from the ball one or ball one or first over, but I still don't think there's any need to do that, because you can hit the accelerator if you've got wickets in hand. If you're always trying to keep your head above water because you're sinking under the weight of pressure because you're losing wickets, then it makes it nearly impossible. The laconic.
Kumbu Jayasundara is all set to roll his arm over. Time for spin, Grant.
Right. Left arm around the wicket. And we've seen a fair bit of turn. It's slow turn, but turn nonetheless and bounce. So the batter has to make all the play.
Very good delivery. What a start for the spinner. Not letting the batter get underneath that ball. Saurabh didn't expect such a quick one for beginning. Very well played, but straight to the fielder. He's middling the ball, no doubt about that, Saurabh. The required rate keeps on creeping up.
Now the spinner may cause a little bit of issue here because the minimal foot movement
Almost 11 now. Oh, well. Inside edge generated. Half an opportunity generated. Still that singles possible.
Just threw the bat at that. Now, was that runs? Yep, that was runs. Oh, boy. Bottom edge could have easily dragged that back on. The number of French cuts or shots like that we've seen in the tournament so far been quite substantial.
In Kumbu's dictionary, that is half an opportunity generated because the keeper could have taken it too.
Oh,
Had it
yeah.
not hit the stumps, the keeper could have taken it. Neither happened. But this time he's hit the stumps. He's kept it straight and simple as Solomon's gone for the big shot and missed completely. You miss, I hit. First wicket down.
And it was Meyer. Let's have a look at the replay. Let's see if this was the arm ball. I think it just went straight on. Pitches off, hits off in middle. And that was flight. It is a difficult wicket to really get down to use your feet. And the coaching book often says use your feet to spinners, but playing with these conditions, you kind of need to just wait on the ball because the slow turn is causing an issue for batters, and it's a really lovely delivery.
Solomon departs for 11, 17 for 1.
Vishesh, the new batsman.
The required rate will always keep climbing up. Vishesh Malhotra comes in at number 3. He was good behind the wickets today. Time to shine in front of it. Let's find out if he's able to. Hemanta will slow it down. Kept a little low, but very well kept by the keeper.
Yeah, that's these are the types of wickets that you really must stay down until the ball bounces. That's probably what did him the previous ball before the wicket. Just come up too early.
He's got him! He's yoked him in the end. Vishesh doesn't trouble he doesn't trouble the scorers, but the point is that Hemanta has got guile as well. This over reads wow, and that's what it's been from Hemanta. ...
1, wow. Oh, beautiful flight.
How do you play that?
That's just that's a beautiful flight. Because you know you kind of got to stay anchored to the crease, as soon as it's pitched above eye line, it throws the batter into two minds, and I think that's where he ended up there. He ended up in two minds. Do I go forward and go hard, or do I stay on the crease and play it? And both decisions were going to be tempered with danger because it was a very good delivery, but he ended up being yorked in the end.
Yeah, Vishesh departs for 0, 17 for 2.
So at the end of the fourth over, the Sydney Mavericks are in a little bit of a bind here, to put it mildly. After 10 overs, the Lankan Lions were none for 58. They got off to that flyer.
True.
Solomon taking all before him, and it's wonderful innings.
Absolutely magnificent. Never got to show that he was under pressure. Gets an opportunity up top, delivers once again. As far as the Mavericks are concerned, they're going to be playing catch-up cricket here.
That's
now,
for sure.
It's time for them to reassess the situation. 17 for 2. 2 more overs before the first power play restrictions are lifted. Do they go for the big shots? The required rate needs to be curbed. It's 11.3 already.
Already scoreboard pressure, so we've gone from 10 to 11.3, which isn't out of the question if we just get one or two big overs, but beautiful bowling.
Just hangs the bat around.
I think Suresh must have lead weights in his boots because he has trouble lifting his feet and playing a shot. But when you've got such a good eye, I don't suppose it matters too much if you're not getting out.
Danish Mehta is one of the key batters for the Mavericks also because he's got a lovely drive. Anything pitched up, Danish will go for the extra cover drive.
And off the mark straight away.
A very busy player, Danish. And the second run, is that on? Trouble at the non-strikers, but the throw arrived in two bounces. I also feel that Arush wasn't in a good position to collect that throw. He was still getting back from the longer follow-through that it's become.
And Surev always running to the danger end, given how speedy Danish is.
Good ball. Janoda is keeping it simple. Ball in the middle stump, let it slide to the leg, but not too much. It's what happened once again, Grant. He's repeated the same delivery. This time it's a dot.
And as the sun sets in the western sky, we're starting to see the shadows cast by the players on what's been a beautiful day.
Very well played. We'll get a single only though.
That was well played. That little flick.
Arush Janoda is the same bowler who bailed them out of a difficult situation last year to qualify against India, and then Sri Lanka, the Lankan Lions, went on to win the tournament. He knows a thing or two about handling pressure.
Oops. Just lost his run up there.
Happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
You think it's the sawdust area when as a bowler you're running in and you're getting the feel of the grass, suddenly some sawdust. Does that throw you off?
Oh yeah, potentially. Well,
Feel in some control now, Saurabh.
funny people, those bowlers too. So your cue would charge in and heat hot days like that, keep charging in and
Shouldn't have asked a keeper. You had to do the sit-ups either way. If it's not the ball, sit-ups gone waste. Oh, very well placed. Danish wants a second. It was an afterthought, but still gets there in time. Good running between the wickets.
yeah, you're right about Dennis. He's put a real energy to the innings, making sure of twos,
And
running
superb.
back with intent, sliding his bat, which it's on the first game can be dangerous if you don't do that. You get run out.
Superb effort with the fielder.
Here's a comparison.
Yeah, superb effort with the fielder diving there as well to stop the boundary. 58 for no loss. The Lankan Lions at this stage after 5 overs. The Mavericks are struggling at 24 for 2. This is the catch-up cricket we are talking about. They need to ruffle some feathers, and this is the right time to do so. To talk more about it and to get you through the next 5 overs, we've got Dan Lonergan coming in with Grant O'Hara.
Thanks, Suresh. Another fine stint by you. Did you get a segue out of that, Dan? Fine stint.
Fine stint. Outstanding tenure.
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah, I knew you could.
Oh. Yes, I don't know about that, but anyway. He's a good bowler this man, isn't he? Hemantha Jayasundara. 2 for 1.
I'd like a team of him in my
Yes.
my spinning group.
Yeah, they've got so much talent, this Sri Lankan side. It's been about the same team for 2 years. This is hit high in the air. Has he got enough on it? No, he hasn't. He just is comfortably caught it, went basically back over his head and caught at short, fine leg by Janota. And it's 3 for 24 in the 6th over, and that mountain almost becomes more unattainable by the minute, Grant.
And here's the first fight for coming up. 3 for 1.
Wow.
Thank you very much. 3 for 1. Halfway through his second over. I'd bowl him out. He's loving these conditions.
Well, you need to bowl him out, don't you? Because he could just absolutely rip through them.
Yeah, it'll get to the stage that it'll just be all too hard. You don't want to give your opposition any inclination that they can get them.
Well, here's their most correct batsman, but he's not a hitter. But he's a good player, Abhishek. He's looked good in both innings. He knows how to construct an innings. He's well organised. Good at knocking it around, especially when he and Chopra were there. The problem is Chopra's not there tonight. They'd want him there for the semi-final tomorrow, which at this stage will be the second of the semis, I'm hearing, against Pakistan in the afternoon.
One of my
We'll
new
confirm that.
favourite players, Ronnie Chopra.
Yes.
I love the way he goes about his cricket. Yeah, he's a...
Got the green shoes, the mohawk, and Matha Jayasundra, the sunglasses, the rock star. In again, Abhishek defending from the crease.
And the control's just fantastic. Look how he runs in. He sort of gathers himself, and then there's a couple of side steps. Step one way, step the other way.
3 for 1 tonight, 2 for 10 and none for 22, the figures for Jayasundra. And dab back to the bowlers. He's already got 5 wickets in the series. He might be in contention for man of the series.
See how he gets his rhythm here. Just as he approaches the wicket, just as he gets to the wicket, you'll see a little hop one way, then hop the next, and that gives him that little energy. Watch this, one, that way, that way.
Dardia 1, which is knocked around the corner without a lot of conviction by Abhishek. But every run will count. 3 for 25 after 6 overs.
And 3 for 2. Thank you very much.
Gee. See, when you played a lot of cricket together as these guys have, in clubland in Melbourne, as you know, there's a massive Sri Lankan community, Grant, here in Melbourne, especially down in the southeastern suburbs. And they've played in this tournament. Haven't been that many changes personnel-wise for the last few years. You just know each other's game that well. You understand how each player plays. You understand their strengths and weaknesses. And the most important aspect, which we've discussed all day, is that everyone has done what they've had to do, and players have stepped up and played starring roles. Although there has been one constant. Matha Jayasundra has always chipped in.
Look at that, Dan.
Beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh, great camera work. Well done to the guys on the cameras perched in the scaffolding. They've done a sensational job throughout the tournament. The production staff have been brilliant.
There's also cameramen on the ground.
Yep.
3 or 4 cameras around the ground. It's
everywhere.
The India Centre Moonlander, there I see it, yeah.
Looks great, doesn't it? So here's Solomons, the hero with the bat. 65 off 31 that set up that massive score of 198. Haven't seen him bowl in the tournament so far. He's a bit of a skid up, wide of the off stump, and playing underneath it is Abhishek, no run.
You're right, it's a bit of a skidder already, just sort of runs through the crease. I didn't see any sort of delivery stride other than what you would normally do, as though you were just sort of running through the crease. Let's see if he does that again, but quick arm speed.
Sure is, wide of the off stump again, but clever from him, wanting the batter to step across and maybe attack the offside field if he can.
Big candidate for LBW here, the way it's just skidding through.
Correct.
If you can just duck one back in.
Both have just been producing a way swing to kick it off. That one doesn't. That's closer, and he attempts to cut without moving his feet and plays across the top. 3 top balls. To use what Grant O'Hara's got right throughout most of the tournament, something big is bound to happen with the 4th.
Here we go. The what a floating slip in. Going for the kill. The LANKAN Lions.
Target 174. Wide, too wide, and that is well outside the blue line.
Something happened. No, that wasn't a dot. Just losing the radar there a little bit. Just stump to stump. Keeping low. Creates that opportunity for that LBW dismissal.
Here's Solomon's again. Chopped away. It's a good shot by Avishek, but there is protection. Down at deep backward square on the offside. So basically third man. Finnish third man. Very square indeed. Here's Dinesh. Good delivery on line. Pushes to backward point. Good running though. Or was there? No, I don't think there was. I thought they were off and then he was sent back. The idea was there, wasn't it, to backward point. He got a good delivery there to slam down on, and I thought they were away, but gee, the fielding's good. It's spot on. Backing up the bowling. 172 needed from 79. Solomon bowls. Oh, what a delivery that is. And then Mapper throws the wickets down, but Danish had got back in time. That was right through him.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Oh.
Went searching for that.
Yes, he moved out of his crease, and that's why Mapper was as quick as a flash throwing the stumps down. That was a brilliant delivery.
And look at that for an over. Dot, 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 wide, 1, dot, dot. Solomons did it with a bat. Now he's doing it with the ball.
Just a very, very good side. Bilal sort of missed out with the bat, only got 11. Akshay Bilal, but everyone bar Mapper, who sort of sacrificed himself late in the innings, who batted, got into double figures for the Sri Lankans in that mountainous total of 7 for 198 of their 20. Here's Bilal. Tall off spinner. Got away from Abakesh, who hung the bat out on that occasion as it spun away, and there's a bit of bounce as well. Doesn't score. Drops it into the offside again. Good bowling to his field, of which there's a deep point. Covers inside the circle. Long off on the boundary. Oh, hit on the pad. Peel for LBW. I think it's going down leg. And they'll be able to get a run, a leg by.
And I think you're right, Dan Onigan. Oh, hang on, it didn't signal leg by, so
Must have been some bat. Must have been some bat, yeah.
Must have got an edge on it.
Yeah. That might have also saved him, Grant.
Definitely. No, he's given it runs.
He has. Tall off spinner. I've seen a few of those over the years. Ashley Mallet. So a high arm action, and it's tucked around the corner by Dinesh, the right-hander. Abhishek being the left-hander. 3 for 29 in the 8th. For Landmark Investments, our major sponsor. Goes around the wicket now to the left-hander. Gee, dabs at that very late. Played a very late shot indeed. There is no one right behind the wicket-keeper. So the chase is on and they come back for 3. There was a fielder planted at whitish, shortish, fine leg, and he had to run around about 30 metres and playing it extremely late. He gets 3 valuable runs, Abhishek. It's 3 for 32 near the end of the 8th.
Another French cut. Been $1 for everyone. We've had this tournament.
Not many have resulted in wickets. Attempts to sweep wide down the leg side. And now he attempts to swing. Gee, isn't Map? He's bowled him. He's bowled him. Played across the line. I thought, gee, Mapper was quick with the gloves. He's not that quick. He played across the line to the straight one, and he has been bowled.
Yeah, Mapper didn't need to be quick with the dismissal there, because I think this is about a middle stump result. No, top of off stump.
Yes, he needed to thrust the front foot out there, and he was trying to swing from one that was very wide of the off stump. Completely missed it, and it's bowled him. So Darnish is out, and we're 4 for 33 in the 8th over. And this has been a pretty disappointing performance from the Mavericks. I know there's still a bit of cricket to be played, Grant, but how do they regroup before tomorrow?
Well, they get to 20 overs. That's what they do. They make sure that now they're... Look, I hate to say you would ever use a real game as practice when it's still live, but you've actually got now, the group should be getting together and saying, we don't want to leave any overs out there.
Yeah.
We all may need to bat in the semi-final. So we all need time in the middle. Let's maybe even reassess. Let's aim for a total of that sort of that 110, 120, and use that as a little win. Obviously, it's not going to win the game, but use that as a mini win that you can talk about positively after the game and take some confidence into the semis.
Abhishek. Oh, gee, another French cut. There's only been one that's hit the stumps. The French cut has been the lucky shot of the tournament so far. Solomons with that skidding action, bowling on line. Abhishek swung hard at that and got a bottom edge, and it goes just past the stumps for 4.
Rolled his fingers over that. You know, a lot of people, when they think of LBW, they say, you know, sometimes I think they feel that the stumps are like 5 stumps wide. The stumps aren't that wide.
No.
And they are hard to hit. And we're seeing this, as you said, Dan. I think only one's collected the stumps.
He defends nicely here. Abhishek to point. They'll run with the shot. The return's not bad. But they're right on here, the Sri Lankans. So far, this is undoubtedly the best performance of the tournament. I thought the Indians were pretty good yesterday too, as we've spoken. Pakistan have had their moments too.
How wide do you think the stumps are? So from stump, off stump, middle stump, leg stump. What's that width? I've just found it in the laws of the game.
Gee, my lack of knowledge might get me here. I'll take a punt and say I've never really properly measured it. Is it about 3 metres?
No, I mean the stump. So here, like this,
Yep.
that. What's that width there? It's not 3 metres. Yeah, the stumps are only.
Come back to it in a minute. Wide of the off
so,
stump.
So that width there. What do you think that width is there, of the stumps?
Oh, well and truly less than a metre.
I'm going to put down. I'm not asking the question, which would be the case. I'm not asking the question very well. So, off stump, middle stump.
I just don't know. Maybe
22 centimetres.
22 centimetres, right? That's a good piece of bowling by Solomons. He gets right through him.
So that's.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So that's only that wide.
Right.
From off stump, middle stump. So it's only 22 centimetres. So, we're talking about having a lot of French cuts. Well, it's got to could have come back and just hit 22 centimetres. And that's the same with LBWs. Why so many get given not out. It's only 22 centimetres wide.
Thought it was a bit more than that, to be honest, thinking about the question again.
The height of the stump. I'm not gonna, I won't put you on the spot with that one. 71 centimetres, the height.
Right.
The height of the stump. Now, these
See, I've never properly measured it. I mean,
No.
I've caught a lot of cricket, but never properly measured it. But, I mean, this is interesting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
4 for 39 after 9 overs. Sherry 1, Abhishek 11 off 13. Oh, well, you learn something new every day, don't you, Grant?
Well, 22 centimetres, I'll remember, 22 centimetres and 1 millimetre or something it is. Okay, the weight of a cricket ball.
Yeah, good question. Again, probably showing a lack of technical knowledge. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I would get.
I've never weighed it.
I should know. I should know this, I reckon, but it's.
Why should you?
Oh, you'd think I've.
I mean, I probably should know too, because I think you'd be interested to know, wouldn't you?
It's 155 grams or 5.5 ounces. So 5.5 or 5.75, anywhere between. It's allowed to be anywhere between that range. They're not cheap these days, the cricket balls.
No, very expensive. Good bowling here by Bilal.
163 grams. What in the world would also be about 163 grams? I mean, it's not that heavy, but then again, they're amazing things, aren't they, cricket balls?
A big potato.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Around the wicket, Bilal. Knocked into the offside, no run. Abhishek was keen, 11 off 15 for him. Game's sort of in a holding pattern now. That's why Grant's asking me maths questions that I've got no idea about. Round the wicket, Bilal bowls. Dropped into the offside.
And you notice I'd much rather be the quiz master than trying to get these.
Yes. And I'd much rather be the quiz master too, because I'm embarrassing myself.
No, I wouldn't know them either.
Bilal around the wicket. Gives it air. Outside edge to short third man.
You know how long the wicket is, don't you?
22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old chain in the old days, the old measurement. Remember it was a chain?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Correct. Oh, yeah, 22.
156 grams.
156 grams. Thanks, Chris.
Got 155.9 between that and 163. It's allowed to have a range, apparently. Who was that? Who knew that?
The president of Cranbourne.
He's
Chris
there watching
Lamb.
us on.
he
look at
is.
the worm.
He is. So,
Tells a sorry tale, unfortunately.
why? Yeah, I know the worm does. Absolutely does. We've got a long way to go. They need 159 off 60 balls. So basically, the run rate's nearly 16. Why would there be a difference in the weight of the ball?
I would say it would come down to imperfect production.
Right.
There must be some little allowance made. Well, you'd want a range, Dan, because say when someone did weigh it, like I don't know whoever would, and they say it's not the right weight, they say, mate, you could be a range. You'd end up crazy.
Drive you mad, wouldn't
It'd
it?
drive you mad.
Sahan Pereira, left armour. Good piece of bowling, trying to swing across the line from outside the off stump. And the wickets are again dislodged, the 22 centimetre wickets. Distance between them by Mapper. Another swing and a miss from outside the off stump. Great bowling. Sherry just needing to go for it now. And what a great song that was. Steve Perry, one hit wonder for a solo artist. Oh, Sherry. And he dabs at this one. Down to Nuwan Kulasakara.
Go on, length of a bail. Come on.
You always have trouble putting the bails on, I know
So
that.
length of a bail would be about that long.
So in between the thumb and
So give me
The
a
finger.
centimetre. Give me a centimetre length of the bail.
yeah, it's not much, is it? I'm going to say 2.5.
Centimetres?
Yeah.
No, 5.4 centimetres.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's with an overall length of 10.95 centimetres. Well, there you go. I'll leave it there now. I hope someone picked up something trivia that they liked about
I
cricket.
certainly did. I'm embarrassed myself too. This is good bowling by another left armer, Pereira, who just hits the spot like Jayasundra, and they just can't get him away. They can't get underneath him. That's been the issue here. What a polished performance this has been. 4 for 42 in the 11th. Sherry 3, Abhishek 12. And now he gets an outside edge to the next one, Sherry, to one that had a bit of loop and certainly a bit of flight. And Nuwan Kulasekara with a big smile on his face. And why shouldn't he have one? His team right on top here. Fields it at third man. So 11 gone. Bobby Suhas, he'll come in a minute. He's about to go and do an interview, Grant, so stay where you are.
Righto, and at the same stage,
what was it?
The LANKAN Lions were 2 for 117.
Is that the biggest discrepancy?
That's the
in
widest
a T20 match. Certainly I can remember in all T20 matches that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of them and called a lot of them over the years.
Yep, that's the widest margin we've had so far.
Here's Bilal again. Trying to swing and miss, and Mapper makes a rare error. Sometimes I think he just gets a little bit hyperactive and overzealous, clutching at that a bit too early, and 4 handy buys.
Oh, look, it's not easy keeping on wickets that are doing a bit like this for the spin. One thing he needs to attempt to do is stay down until the ball pitches, and then you come up with the ball. And it's a real skill. He'll be saying that to himself, stays down until it pitches. So here we have a look. It pitches and he's down, and then he gets up. So maybe up just a little bit quickly there. If he watches the replay, he'll be able to. So let's just see it again. Bounce, stays down, doesn't need to.
And bowls him. Again across the line. That's the way Sherry's been playing. Every shot has been across the line because most of the bowling from these spinners have been well up. Plenty of flight outside the off stump. There was another one from Bilal. And Sherry goes. And we might get an early mark here. And as Suhas would say, beer o'clock, because it's 6 for 47. They've had a shocker today, the Mavericks. After conceding 198, their batting hasn't really been any better. In fact, probably worse. Sherry Gonawala out for 4. And his strike rate 30.8 in the 12th over. It's 6 for 47.
And go back to, I'm going to call it early, Dan. And you don't have to be any genius to work this out. Go back to the...
Or was it 5 for 47? Sorry, 5 for 47.
Man of the match, Solomon, who set the tone of this match very early with such a beautiful batting display. And you could just sort of feel that, I said, gave the analogy, like those pinball machines when they're just going to tilt.
Yeah.
Back in the old day, Dad.
I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't very good at it. I still had fun playing them.
Pinball
You played them
wizard.
in the milk bars, and I looked at Suhas before when I was telling him about milk bars. He'd never heard of them. Of course, they existed on every corner, didn't they? In the suburbs of Melbourne, Brisbane, wherever we lived.
He got quite impressed by the thought of you drinking a milkshake. Anything other than a beer.
Oh, I'm not a big beer drinker. I love a milkshake every now and again, once every blue moon. 5 for 47, a swing and a miss here for Ayush, who was one of the better bowlers in a bowling lineup that received a lot of tap earlier days. And again, beaten as he was looking to steer that away behind the wicket. Just a dartier delivery that came on quickly. The straight one. And it's 5 for 47 after 12. Ayush yet to score. Abhishek 12 off 19. Bilal 2 for 7 off 3. Another star in this Sri Lankan side. If you look at their team, Grant, if Solomons doesn't get you, Udawada will get you. Pridashana will get you. Bilal, if not with bat, with ball. Chandamar, Mappa, Kulasekara. It's a great side. Here's a Ush getting ready to face a new over, and he hits it high in the air. He should be caught. The man who was bowling Pereira said, it's mine, mine, mine. And he topped edge that one straight to the fielder, who took it comfortably in the 6-wicket falls now. Preempted it and over a go. 6 for 47 in the 13th.
There's not a function on tonight that we're not aware of, is it? That these guys got a wedding to go to?
Well,
or-
maybe. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, because
they're in a hurry.
Because I'm a bit disappointed with the way they're approaching this. I would really like my team to get through the 20 overs, and I think you have to resign yourself at 20 required, or 19.4, that you're probably not going to get them. I think that's a fair comment, with only 4 wickets left to go.
But bat out the overs.
Bat out the overs.
Oh, don't you love the green gloves? Dark green gloves. Stand out like a martini bar in the Sahara Desert in the dark green gloves.
How often do you get an opportunity to have a bat in the middle with 9 other blokes, the keeper, fielding for you, picking up the ball, bowling to you again?
We had a close one earlier today with the game sort of toing and froing. Momentum swings between two sides that hadn't had a win yet in the Kangaroos. Sydney Kangaroos, they batted first, made 136. Highlighted by a partnership of 70 for the 4th wicket. And then the Phantoms were in a position a few times to win, but just kept losing wickets at crucial stages. Finished with 130. And then we saw the highlight of the tournament so far, Sri Lanka making 198, the Lankan Lions, of their 20 overs. There's Harry, looking pretty content that he knows it'll be India, Sri Lanka in a semi, or India, Lankan Lions in a semi tomorrow. This is tossed up, ends up being a full toss. And Satish plays it down to mid-off.
And just given the amount of cricket that's been played, like this would be equivalent of a 5th-day test wicket. And so, look, they didn't get the best of the conditions because they're batting last. They've already had a game, of course. That's wide.
Yeah, turned away. Well taken by Mapper, though.
See one of the Pakistani players. It looks like they've come just to have a look. Some of them.
They turned a fair way. Well, they'll be playing the Mavericks tomorrow. The word is Clive Rose, former Tasmanian and Victorian player, has played a lot of Big Bash cricket, might be playing for India tomorrow. This is dropped away down along the onside as they look to strengthen their team yet again. Satnam coming in for the second game, their big fast bowler. Not sure whether Harry Singh will be fit.
I think it'd be fair enough to say whoever the Lankan Lions play will have to be at the top of their game.
Correct. 6 for 49. Pulled away, it's short. Ayush plays a nice shot. But again, there's protection out in the deep. Solomons, who's had a great match. Down to Suhas, and he's speaking to the boss man, Harry. Mightn't be ready yet. We'll get back to him in a second. They've just whacked this out on the onside. Here we go.
We've got a very special guest with us, the chief organizer of the Aussie Cricket League 2023, brought to you by Landmark, Harry Sandhu. Thank you so much, Harry Paji, for joining us. Firstly, it's your baby that's unfolding right now, the ACL. How has the journey been from the point you said we have a brilliant idea in mind to putting the players on the ground and bowling the first ball?
Thank you, Shwas. So journey, it's pretty good so far. So we are into the 3rd year of the ACL. We have done 3 seniors ACL. This is the 3rd one. We have done under 19 tournament in Nusa. So journey is pretty good. This is the 1st year of franchisee model. So I reckon it's working so far. We got the highest run scored by the team today. So a lot of landmark we have achieved, and there are many more to come.
And one of the landmarks that you've achieved is the sponsorship itself. How did you bring them on board? Because this is a very multicultural environment that we have, and I think it's just a reflection of Australia itself, the Aussie Cricket League.
we have, look, without a sponsorship, the event is not possible. So thanks to our title sponsor, Landmark Investment, and our co-presenter, Gain Right Accountant, and other sponsors who are supporting us. And I hope that more sponsors will come on board, support us, and will bring more big event in the future.
You always say that we're going to get bigger and better, and that's what you show every year. Now, the under-19 has been a very special occasion indeed. Tapping talent at the under-19 level, how satisfying is it? Because you're grooming cricketers whom you would see bloom and blossom.
Well, personally, I'm very satisfied with under-19 comp. That happened in Queensland last year in May. A lot of good, talented cricketer came from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. They performed in Australia, and they're very satisfied with their visit to Australia. This year, our team is traveling to India in mid-Feb for a talent hunt. There's a selection trial somewhere in Punjab. The venue hasn't been decided yet. And then later February, our team is going to Pakistan in Rawalpindi for a selection trial. And then hopefully we'll have a good team from India, Pakistan. Similar thing we're doing in Sri Lanka as well. I'm still in talk with a few people in Sri Lanka. So I hope we'll have an overseas team from Sri Lanka playing under-19 tournament. Hopefully in Sydney. I'm still talking to the few Cricket New South Wales people. Hopefully we get Cricket New South Wales come on board, supporting us this year for the under-19 comp.
Well, not only you tapping talent from different parts of the world and at under-19 level, you're also showing them a pathway, you believe, with the Aussie Cricket League Senior like this. A word on your team itself, because without them, would this be able to unfold?
Well, this is a perfect platform for youngsters to showcase the talent. This event is live telecast on television, and they're playing alongside with a lot of international players, domestic players. We have invited few under-19 players who played in Noosa last year. They're playing the senior league as well, and I'm very satisfied with what my team is doing so far. So there are many more projects on the way.
And if you could tell us a little bit more about that, the future of Aussie Cricket League, how does it augur?
Future of Aussie Cricket League, well, we've been working days and nights from last 6 months since the under-19 tournament is over. Very next day, the plan was start for the the senior league. There are many projects, as I said, there are many projects on the way. Our team is working day and night, and we'll have a big announcement coming on the grand final.
Well, good tournament with excellent cricketers, of course, and of course you're using cricket as a vehicle to bring people together. And thank you so much for doing that, Harry Paji. And I really hope we get to do more interviews like this, because catching hold of you is very difficult, because you're required in every other place at the same time. So thank you so much for your time as well.
Thank you, Shwas Bhai.
Back to you in the comms.
Thank you very much, Suhas. Good to hear from Harry. He's a busy man. We get a chance to chat to him, Grant, but not many people get a chance to hear from him that want to know more about the tournament, that are watching us on Set Sports. Wicket's fallen too while that was happening. Silver got a wicket. This is swung away now by Satish. He and Shaminda, the captain, are at the crease. We're into the tail now, and it's 7 for 56 in the 14th over. Caught out.
Just on Harry and his group, I just love these big picture thinkers. There's a lot of big picture thinkers who think big and don't deliver. But then you've got a fellow like Harry who thinks big, and not only thinks big, he delivers, and he delivers in a very big way. And what he's pulled together here with the 8 teams, the many cultures, there would have to be at least 10 countries represented in this tournament.
14 overs gone, 7 for 56. Shaminda 1, Satish is 3, and the target's 199. So from 6 overs, they need 143. So the run rate 23.9. They need basically 6 boundaries and over. It would be the greatest win in the history of wins if the Sydney Mavericks were to get it. after the LANKAN Lions belted a magnificent 198.
If they get these runs down, I'll shout you dinner, all right?
Will you?
Yeah, if the Mavericks get up,
Can we get it?
I'll shout you dinner.
We can get a good spot.
Wherever you like.
Ooh, I know
You
some
name
rippers.
that. You name the spot. Mavericks win. It's my shout.
Melbourne have some of the best stakes ever, but they cost you an absolute fortune. Well, this is an opportunity for maybe the first of the big sixes to come about, and they have, as he got well and truly underneath that one, but he still produced a six. It was aimed on the leg stump, and maybe this is the start of the miracle run chase with a huge six over the head of the fielder at deep mid-wicket with Chandamar in the attack, and Sachish hitting that for six. He moves to 9, 7 for 62. He swings again. And he's been caught out the deep. And the 8th wicket falls. And it's now 8 for 62. Here's Suhas. Caught out the onside.
Didn't quite get all of that. Just held his ground right on the boundary. Good catch. Chandamar takes his first wicket. And the big, strong man that Sushant, who bowled some very quick deliveries, has come into the, and that's bowled him between middle and leg. That's a first ball up. 8 for 62. Suhas, what do you make of all this?
Straight and simple when it matters. Yorked himself there. Now with 23 and over to get. He had no other option but to go for it. That dry smile suggests the same thing. This game, in the mind of the men in yellow, it's already done and dusted. 62 for 9.
I said, sure, there's not a function that we weren't aware of that they've all got to get to, and if they're running a bit late, or at 9 for 62.
Well, one thing I can promise you, Grant, it's going to be a very different outing.
Yeah.
When these two teams, if they get to collide again in the tournament. Always smiling. Sandeep Nishad.
The exuberance of youth.
Now can he turn it around with a bat in hand? Didn't have a good day on the field, but this is what cricket is all about. It gives you another chance. And Sandeep, he's walked in with nothing to lose. Can he express himself? In the air, will fall safely. First runs for Sandeep.
Was that the hat-trick ball? Was that a first bowler? Just double checking that. Yes, it was. It was a hat-trick ball and he got away with it. The man out deep there swung away, all along the ground. 1 run. So tomorrow, do you know what wicket we're going to? Suhas, do you know, is it the middle wicket tomorrow, or that's being reserved for the final?
We'll reserve that one for the final.
Down, 1 run. Off the mark.
It's a shot that he plays very often. 15
Second
overs
run.
gone. 65 for 9. Shaminda is helpless at this stage. Nishad, who's also mirroring his captain's score. He can enjoy himself. They've got 5 more overs to go. It's important that Shaminda spends some time with Nishad, even if they're not going for the big shots at this stage, to try and get this done in their favour. It'll be a moral victory if the Mavericks can stick around for the 20 overs and the youngster can get some game time as well with a bat in hand.
That's right, yeah. Right from the get-go. I was hoping the Mavericks might look to bat out their 20. And you can imagine if they could just pick up a quick fire 20, 30 here in the last few overs, just a little bit of momentum back their way going into the semi-finals tomorrow.
Momentum is a big thing, and momentum is what the captain of Sri Lanka mentioned as well at the toss, Mahela Udavate.
Swinging, miss.
Shaminda is in no mood to hang around.
No. He's enjoying himself. Good to see a big smile on his face. Bowled beautifully. I think he's a big 6 is what he's looking for.
If Nishad can get a few away from his bat as well, that'll be a breath of fresh air. This game's gone one-sided also because the Mavericks were caught playing catch-up cricket most of the time.
Yes, some very good early bowling meant that they were always on the back foot. That run rate just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. Swing, down leg. Only one run. Sweeping out to mid wicket.
It's a
Nice
very
controlled
good shot.
Yeah.
Well controlled and a very good shot. It's time to redeem himself, Nishad, and he can do that with a bat in hand. He's such a shrewd cricketer. He's batting with the captain as well. That's a calming effect. But the captain is looking for big shots at this stage.
Just a little nudge. Yep, pick up your singles, work the field.
4 runs of this over, 69 for 9.
I think I'm safe. I don't think I owe Dan Lonigan a meal. And who's coming in? Silva. Is it Silva? 1 for 8 off his 2 so far. That's it, that's out. Caught behind. Edge juggled by the keeper, but he took that. That's the end of the innings. The Sydney Mavericks dismissed for 69 off 16.1. Let's take a look at the replay. Big swing down the wicket. And, yep, you can see the urgency on the keeper. There's no doubt he wanted to take a catch.
Well
And a
done,
good one.
Mappa. Well done. That's the end of Sydney Mavericks' innings, and Lions win by a hefty margin of 129 runs. It's a team that's gelled well together. It's a team that knows how to win matches, and big ones too. And that's what you'll expect in the semi-finals as well. The Lions have roared once again, and this time the loudest. A win by 129 runs.
12:30 tomorrow. 12:30 tomorrow. India play Sri Lanka in the first semi-final. Mavericks versus the Lankan Lions at the 4 p.m. game.
Oh, that'll be a cracker. Both these games would be unmissable. Today it's been a one-sided affair. One team wanted changes so that it can test its bench strength. The other said, we want to back our strengths, play the same side, because that's what we foresee in the upcoming games as well.
So the Lankan Lions taking all before them today. And what a game that's going to be against India, who are also building beautiful momentum into this tournament.
Well, I think the winner will come from those two teams. With a great respect to Pakistan, who are undefeated, I think they've hammered teams when they've really been at their best. India and also the Lankan Lions. Pakistan have been pretty good, but I think that those two have been a little bit better. And
So are you saying it's a bit unfortunate that they're meeting in the semis?
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
For you, they're the
yeah, I think they're the best too. But anyway,
sometimes, doesn't it?
it does happen. Often happens.
But it does really set up some mouth-watering. Now let's just say
Look at a
that
massive crowd of it, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. And look at a massive crowd of it, India, Pakistan. Sydney Mavericks, Murray got going with 11, but he and Abhishek were the only two that got into double figures, and it was a very sore and sorry batting card. Hamatha 3 wickets, outstanding. Chandamar 3 wickets at the end, plus 21 with the bat. Bilal got 2 wickets. Silver got 1 wicket. They just mixed it around. It was just a brilliant performance, and we know how good they were with the bat with 198, and they've won by 129 runs. I mean, that just indicates that they have no weaknesses, and players step up and play big roles when they have to, and the captain hasn't got going yet either. Kulasekara, 8 dots, none for 12. He's not dominating, but still playing a part. Arosh, none for 11, 6 dots. Hamatha, 10 dots, 3 for 2. What a performance that is. If it wasn't for Solomons, he probably wins man of the match. None for 8 dots. Bilal, 14 dots. I liked him. Another option for them, 2 for 7. Pereira, 1 for 8. Silver, 1 for 8. And Chandamar, 3 for 9. So what they've done is they've used a lot of bowlers, a lot of spinners, which indicates that they're all ready to go, Grant.
Yeah, I think it was 8 in the end.
Yep.
So 8 quality players that can bowl spin and medium pace.
Well, the match summary, Solomon 65 off 31, Priya Dashana 36 off 29, batting well. Great opening partnership at 92, Pereira 24 off 18. The Mavericks, I thought Ayush bowled well, 2 for 27, Danish 2 for 29, Sachish 1 for 20 from 3, battled manfully. And as we said, the Mavericks had no one get more than 12, Abhishek the highest with 12. And the bowlers were magnificent for the Sri Lankan Lions.
And let's take a look at the points board, the points scoreboard now. And we have the Lankan Lions,
Look
the
at
top
that.
of the table. 6 points with 3 wins, no losses, and a great net run rate. The Sydney Mavericks, 3 games, 2 wins, and 1 loss today for 4 points.
Look at the net run rate though, minus 1.483.
Yeah, they're lucky that they got enough points to take them forward. The Canadian Wolves and the Afghanistan Eagles in 3rd and 4th spot, respectively.
And of course, the other standings, we know it is Pakistan and India. And then tomorrow, we've mentioned the first semi-final at 12:30 should be a blockbuster. Sri Lanka and India. And then the second semi-final, we can't wait for that as well. It'll be Pakistan and the Sydney Mavericks have got some work to do. Can they do a lot in 24 hours, Grant, to get their game back to what it was earlier in the tournament, the Mavericks, after being absolutely dismantled today?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to. It's going to matter of they may have been a little bit disappointed they had to chase there. Maybe they're a side that really enjoys setting a target.
Yeah.
And if they can win the toss, that's relying on the toss, isn't it? If they can win the toss and set a target, it could be a completely different setup.
Could be.
Because what we've been seeing, the trend by the captains now has been to get out there and post the total and then defend it. So, look, I'm not saying everything comes down to the toss, but it could be pretty important. And if I were the Mavericks, and if I win the toss, I'd be getting out in there and batting first, for
and
sure.
Sri Lanka's strength with their bowling is their spinners. They've got a lot of variety there. India, it's their pace bowlers. They're hoping Harry Singh will be back. We know they bat pretty well, but Sri Lanka probably, their depth in their batting is a bit better, isn't it?
I can't really find a weakness, to be honest with you,
No.
Dan. I know you say that you're right. I mean, they have got a strength in the spin department, but they're really medium pace and pace bowlers. They were great line and length, and they just set that tone very early. They made it very difficult for the Mavericks. I don't think they got over 4 or 5 runs and over at any stage, and that you put that down to really tight bowling and really good fielding.
And you'd open with Andy Solomons again? It worked today.
Absolutely. When you got a player that's running hot like that, you make sure that you use him up and use him when he's on fire. And at the moment, he'll go and sleep well tonight. He'll come back and he'll be seeing them like footballs tomorrow.
Well, let's get down to the presentation. Suhas is down there. Grant and I then go out and do a summary. Looking forward to a big day tomorrow. The first of the semi-finals will be the Lankan Lions and Indian Tigers. Then it's the Pakistani Sultans and the Sydney Mavericks the winners into the grand final on Sunday. Time now for the presentation.
Thank you.
On the Sydney Mavericks, and another game that the Lankan Lions will remember for a long time, but the sheer value by which they won this one, absolutely dominating from the word go. Without further ado, let's talk to the captain who came second, Shaminda Iranga, the captain of Sydney Mavericks. That was a very strong side that you were up against, and there are a lot of changes that you made as well to test the bench strength out.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we tried a few people around, 5 people around today. So anyway, very disappointing about the result. But Sri Lankan Lions played a really brilliant game today. They started really good innings, yeah.
At what stage did you believe that the run making should stop in the first place when you had the ball in hand?
Yeah, actually, we gave some extras as well, no balls especially, so they gave maximum runs at that moment, so we couldn't control it, because same time I had to plan to bowl a few people around that, right. Because as a team I got 8 bowlers something, so that's anyway, it's really hard to control it because they batted really well, good start, Solomon, so incredible.
And lastly, if you want to see any positive out of this game, would that be the fact that you were able to try out so many people? That's one. Secondly, you're better prepared for the semi-final because you don't want the chinks to appear in the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely right. This is good opportunity to understand about the before we go to the semi-finals, playing like this, which players we're gonna make to a right point with the option wise. Yeah, it is. I think. But anyway, we got one injured, Ronnie especially, but he's getting recover. I hope so. He's gonna be played tomorrow, and a few players, Puru. Unfortunately, we're gonna miss him, but we gotta replace about another person.
Well, hard luck today, but all the best for the big semi-final coming up.
Thank you very much.
Shaminda Iranga, the captain of Sydney Mavericks. Let's speak to the winning skipper now, Mahela Udawate, the captain of the Lankan Lions. You seem to be somebody who doesn't change much. You wanted to go with the same side almost, and they delivered once again.
Yeah, just wanted to go with the same side because we are playing semi-finals tomorrow. So making too many changes will upset the balance. So I just thought we'll go with the same side, but give more opportunity to the batters, shuffle the batting order.
You know how it feels to have a hand on that big cup of ACL already. You have that experience as well, and that was shown throughout the way you handled this innings. Perhaps one change up top, that is Solomon's being sent up top, and he delivered too.
Yes, because after number six, most of the batters didn't have any hit. So when we go into the semi-finals, we just want to have a proper knock to the guys who didn't bat. So that's why we decided to send few guys top of the order and have a hit.
Well, a clinical performance and a statement sent to all the other teams as well. All the very best for the big semi-final.
Yes, but we are going one game at a time. So we just now our focus is on semi-finals. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure our boys will give 100% in the next game.
Really well played, Mahela, and good captaincy as well. Congratulations on the win. All the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mahela Udawate, the captain of the Lankan Lions. It's time to give away some silverware. The player of the match would be announced. I request the presence of Miss Navjot Kaur, the pillar of support of ACL, and she'll give away the $500 AUD check to the player of the match. And it has to be one person who up top changed the game. Never let the opposition set foot once again. didn't let them think twice because he was dominating from the word go. Andy Solomons with a bat in hand. Incredible half century. And he comes with a special guest. Andy Solomon, 65 of 31, 6 fours and 4 towering sixes, including the 1 over extra cover. Firstly, Andy, it's been a long time since we've seen you open, and probably the first time in Aussie Cricket League 2023. Is opening that easy?
Well, opening it's not that hard. You know, it's easy when the balls come in to the bat, especially. When it gets a bit older, it's much more difficult with the spinners, especially on these wickets.
It seemed like nothing was difficult for you. You had 2 shots for every ball. Just tell us the clarity and the mental space with which you approach batting.
Nothing much. It was just what the coach said was just go and play a normal game. So that's what I'm used to. So and I think I just did it.
And finally, Priyadarshana himself is a very attacking batter. When you're attacking, he's at the non-strikers and perhaps the best seat in the house. What was your chat with him?
Nothing, because he didn't get much strike, to be honest. And so whenever he got the strike, he just rotated the single, and he just let me go after it. So just basic cricket.
Terrific cricket by the Lankan Lions, and you played really, really well, peaking at the right time. All the best for the big semi-final.
Thank you very much.
Andy Solomons, entertaining as ever with a bat in hand. Well, that's all we got for you from the post-match presentation. We'll dive into a short break, but don't go anywhere. On the other side, we have Grant O'Hara and Dan Lonergan waiting for you to sum up the day and tell you a bit more about the grand finale and the semis left in the tournament.
Thanks, Suhas. Well, what a great day's cricket it's been, Grant. That Sri Lankan performance, clinical. I mean, they've been outstanding in the tournament, but I haven't seen a better performance from anyone in the tournament. This is the 4th of the ACLs I've seen, including the 3 senior ones and the under-19s. That was unbelievable today.
Well, we said in the call, we just really can't find a weakness in that side.
No.
They're so well balanced. They start very well. When they bat, they bowl very well. They field, they bowl to plans. They've got some really good players, and these players are performing exceptionally well right now.
Well, every single player is playing their role. I mean, we saw, as Suhas has just said in chatting to Andy Solomons, the man of the match, he's gone up the order today and just made it look simple. Put on 92, put the game away, basically, played some magnificent shots. Obviously, the Mavericks, we'll get to them in a second, didn't bowl as well as they would have liked, but it was just a magnificent display of clean hitting, and he never looked in trouble.
Well, they were going at 10 and over.
Yep.
For the first 10, so we thought that we were going to see our first 200 score, and 198 is good as, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Chasing 199. So, yeah, the conditions have been good today.
Yep.
The teams that were winning the toss were deciding to bat and post a total, and that 199 chase was always going to be a bridge too far for the Mavericks.
They didn't bat at all well. They'd be very disappointed with that. How do they regroup before tomorrow? They're in the second semi against Pakistan. The first semi is India and the Lankan Lions, which should be an absolute corker. Pakistan in good form. Haven't played for a few days, though. And they take on the Mavericks, who just must find a way of improving after a poor effort today.
So how do they regroup? They just forget about today.
Forget about it.
Yep, you just have to...
Don't even talk about it.
Well, you realise that when you're in tournament play, there's always going to be 1 or 2 games, you know, or maybe 1 game if you make the semi-finals that doesn't go the way that you want it to go. And what I would have liked to have seen from the Mavericks today was to bat out the 20. I didn't see that discipline. I would have liked to have seen them go through and bat through the 20, because at least they could have taken a small win away. So they take the small win away, they talk about that, they feel good about that, and they come back. And I think tomorrow they'll be looking to say, hopefully win the toss and bat first.
And earlier in the tournament, early in the day, I should say, we saw the Sydney Kangaroos make 136. Good partnership of over 70 for the 4th wicket, set them up. At times it looked like the Phantoms were going to win. They're probably their own worst enemies, and Dave Taylor, their coach, even said that. They made mistakes at crucial times. One stage 5 for 114, cruising, and didn't get over the line.
Young side, only met each other about a week or so ago.
Yeah.
What a good coach he's going to be. But what I did notice is that introduction of that Perth Phantom side has just added so much to this tournament, and they're going to be good. But what we did see, Dan, are some different interpretations of the law. We had one of the players there that thought he was out, walked off, and the wicketkeeper had the wherewithal to make a stumping. As it turns out, he could have been called back. So these are little things that, there's so many laws in cricket, these are little things that players should be aware of. When we spoke to him later, he said, I wasn't aware that I could have maybe said that, can I stay here?
But it wasn't really a stumping, though, was it, as we know?
Well, it's put down as a stumping because he wasn't going for a run. So the actual official dismissal was a stumping. But no, as you said, that was a very close game. But it got down to about 5 runs in the end.
Was it in the spirit?
Look,
are there some laws that aren't quite in the spirit? There are a lot of laws. And I'll ask you a twofold question here. Are there too many laws? You've played a lot of cricket, watched a lot of cricket. And are some of the laws technically not in the spirit of the game and they might need to be changed?
Well, by the pure nature of laws, they've got to be black and white. There's never any grey with the law, and that's the reason we've got so many of them. On this occasion, there was the option for the umpire to say, no, we're going to actually review that, because if we think that you thought you were out and you left the crease because you thought you were out and it turns out you weren't, then they had that particular option. So, look, it's a great game, isn't it? We love it. There's lots of reasons why we love it. There are a lot of reasons why we need the laws that we have. Was it in the spirit of the game? I'm not sure, to be honest. If I was the keeper, I probably would have done the same thing because I'm in the moment. I'm wanting a wicket for my team, and there's a lot at stake in this tournament.
And they're the most competitive person out in the field, the keepers, aren't they?
Well, they are. I've got to be honest. I'm a bit biased towards that. But anytime you can get a stumping on your notch on your belt, you're going to take it every time you can.
2 semi-finals. India and Sri Lanka kick it off tomorrow. I said in commentary a few minutes ago, I feel the winner of the tournament will come from those two. Take nothing away from Pakistan or the Mavericks, but I just feel they're in the best form at the moment.
Yeah, we may be seeing the final in the first semi. I think the Sri Lankan side is, I said yesterday, they're my tip for the competition. But the Indian, that side, that is Indian Tigers, they are peaking at the right time. Ravish, their captain, is now striking the ball beautifully, and he's the keeper. And it looks to me like they have sorted their team out.
Yep.
They've done a few trials. They've now will be putting thought into who they bring into that 11. And I think that's going to be a great first game for anyone who wants to come down and see some quality cricket.
Hopefully Harry Singer's right. He hurt his knee, only bowled 1 ball yesterday, but Satnam's come in and been the first change. He's the quickest bowler in the tournament, and we know he's very handy with the bat at the top of the order. They don't seem to have any weaknesses, do they? Mind you, nor does Sri Lanka, and we know that the strength is their spinners, but of course with Nuwan Kolaseka up the top, and also he can bowl to death. They've got every base covered.
They have got every base covered. It's going to come down to who executes the best on the day.
Pakistan haven't played for a few days. Good or bad for them?
Yeah, I think they probably would have liked to have had a game probably today leading into tomorrow. But having said that, they've done what they've had to do. They've made the final. They've played very well. They beat India in the first game, you will recall.
Correct. Comfortably too.
Yeah, so that would be a big notch for them. So they're going to carry a lot of confidence into tomorrow.
And the Mavericks, of course, as you say, just forget about today, and they live to fight another day. They set themselves up with 2 good wins. One was a big scoring victory. The other one, they had to defend a low score, so they can do it.
Forget about today.
Yep.
Tomorrow's another day. Get out there, maybe win the toss, set a target and defend it.
Well, we look forward to it. 2 big semi-finals tomorrow for Landmark Investments. Second last day of the tournament, ACL 2023. The first semi-final, the Indian Tigers against the Lankan Lions. The second semi, the Pakistani Sultans against the Sydney Mavericks. We look forward to your company then.